Why
Go over
are
here.
you mad?
Do that. There. That's the first comment up. Fandom night is live. The comment for the Discord is up, and yada yada, and blah blah blah,
And my
and
fucking
yeah.
furball asshole son is screaming
Well, that's
for no good reason.
right. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah, so we're live. We'll hang out for a little while and get things ready. I know there's a couple of things that you guys have in the pipeline because uh Nick said he wants to talk a little bit about Star Ocean, and the only other person that could talk about that right now is
Shane,
Shane, which
because you haven't booted it up yet.
right, but there's going to be an interesting caveat to that because I think we're going to have an interesting conversation when it comes to Shane, and I'm not. Here's the thing. Shane might be done playing, but that's not calling Shane out. It might be an interesting take on something too because
Shane's irritated with the battle system and some of the other stuff.
But that's exactly what I'm getting at is that some RPGs, even when they get remastered, aren't necessarily for the playstyle or attitude of a current person at a current time. Like, it could be really jarring to play a game that you thought or hoped was going to be one thing, and then find out that's not at all what that is.
Yeah, I've had that. There was a game.
Shane, it's a Tales game. That's all it is.
Oh no. Well,
It's an old style Tales game.
Yeah, it's like a Super Nintendo Tales game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not that the battle system is bad. In fact, I like the battle system.
Maybe even comparable to first era PlayStation Tales games.
Tales of Fantasia, Tales of Destiny, Tales of Destiny 2.
That's what it plays like.
Well, Tales came before Star Ocean, so yeah, I like the battle system and everything. It's just how do I put it? I don't have the patience anymore. Like I was telling Bill.
No, absolutely. And this is exactly what I was getting at is that okay, so like he's playing the game, and this is something that I've realized over the last couple years, especially the last couple years. I've noticed over the last couple years that there are certain games that I just can't do. Like I heard you run into a pivot point where you were like, okay, I'm having fucking troubles. This is dog shit. I need to get a thing that will help me get through this area. And on a well-balanced game nowadays, this would be as simple as, okay, you know that town, blah, blah, blah? There were some rings or an armor, and that armor would give you a thing, yada, yada, go get it. And of course you would have more than enough money because you're stuck in an area. You would just backtrack, fight the easy fights that take you to backtrack, go get the armor, and be like, okay, fuck. But then I heard the action plan is what I'm going to say. And the action plan made me be like, are you fucking kidding me? Then it was like, okay, so take this up, blah, 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 customize this and that, level these up, blah, blah. He gave you like, and this is for different kinds of people. He gave you like an action plan that was like, okay, for the next fucking 4.5 hours of your life, level up, transfer these points, do this, buy that, get this, make this. And like, yeah, it would work, but this is a huge difference between the way you play a game and the way Nick plays a game. If you play Final Fantasy V, you're going to go, I like magic, black mage. Like summoner. I like summoner, summon guy. I like to have a warrior guy.
That would be a smart move.
But Nick doesn't play that way. Nick plays, I want to make this guy, and I'm going to level it up and get it to this level, and I'm going to transfer over here, and I'm going to get this guy, and then I'm going to make him this level, and I'm going to put this move on this guy, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, Nick has an extra 4.5 hours of development on his characters that you don't have, because you just want to, like, play the game. It's a very different kind of thing. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is it's wild to me just how different gaming styles can be and are. Like, some people love that intricate, oh, there's like, did you know that I can get all this, and then I put this over here, and then I transfer these items, and then I make this, and then I do this, and a blah blah alchemy, and like, I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to, that's so much shit. And I think that's what Shane is going through right now, is he wanted a straightforward Super Nintendo fight, level grind, battle, move through the RPG, and that's not what this game is.
Well, Nick also has infinitely more patience than I do.
I also have more intimate knowledge of this game because of how much I played it.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
That's exactly it. I don't know that game as well as you do.
That's why I was trying to give you some tips.
But that's just it. That's just it about playstyles. You could give him 1,000 tips and it wouldn't matter, because if I sat down to a game, and this is just the truth of it, if I sit down to a game and all of a sudden the game starts dropping knowledge like you did on him, I'm almost done with it. Like, it's too much for me to want to deal with. Where, like, if you give me Dragon Quest VIII, I don't have to be explained intricate min-max in order to play the game and achieve something. I just play it. When I played Bravely Default, there was a lot of shit there, but it took its time and it wasn't overly complicated, and I just played the game and I moved through the game and I beat the game just fine. I didn't have to play this.
And then we go to Shane with Bravely Default, where he would just go, Nick, can you send me another summon? Yeah, give me 10 minutes. With Doom! The boss is defeated. Moving on.
Well, I mean, playstyles and the way games are done like this are important, and simple mechanics, especially in RPGs, that you expect or hope is one thing. And I've been arguing this for a long time. If your game requires excess amounts of level grinding, it is not balanced. It is not done. It is not done properly. If you play Octopath Traveler and you actually play it through, you don't have to level grind in Octopath Traveler at all. Never.
Yep.
Not once. You just play it, and the playstyle is designed like a Persona almost, with a stock and a yield system. And as you play, if you're utilizing the stock, yield, and damage system and the weaknesses, you will never have to level grind even once in the course of the entire game. Just playing the game and moving forward at a current pace will get you through the entire game. But you don't have that in old games like Super Nintendo and things like that, and even original PlayStation things. Sometimes you run into stuff like what he ran into. He's at a brick wall. He cannot move forward because he wasn't prepared, didn't know, and the game did not prepare him or tell him that it was about to brick wall him. It just fucking put the wall there.
For me?
Yeah.
Well, it's because, in my opinion, when the game first started and I was playing it, I was even telling my wife, I'm like, I might have to change this. The game is actually too easy. I'm fucking ripping through battles like they're nothing. Didn't have a single issue for quite a while. And then it's like the levels spike. They don't tell you. It doesn't have. It comes out of nowhere.
It's not a gradual thing. It's a, hey, you walked into the wrong zone, bitch.
And that's exactly.
It's a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
And Super Nintendo games and original PlayStation RPGs were famous for doing this. Sure, there's a lot that didn't, but they were famous for doing this shit.
But what you said just a little bit ago, you know, it's weird because while I have problems playing, like completing like Star Ocean or fuck. I mean, I'm eventually gonna pick up SMRPG,
Yeah.
but see, am I gonna finish that? I mean, I'm be honest with you, I don't know. I really don't. I'm gonna play it, and if I beat it, I beat it. If I don't, I don't. But the thing about it is, though, is that when I play Persona, I'm not quite sure why Persona doesn't have like the level grinding. It has a different type of.
Oh no, it's got level grinding, but it's got a different version of it.
Yes.
You don't
Yeah.
have
I
to
don't
worry
know.
about shoving points into this skill and points into that skill. You just
And-
go, these are the skills I need this guy to know because he's my healing persona.
And then being able to balance not only leveling up, but your day-to-day life with getting
No,
your.
I think that Persona. No, I don't. I don't think that what he just said. And keep in mind, I'm playing around the idea of Persona 3 and 4. The only guy you have to worry about is your guy. That's it. So all that level grinding narrative, looking out for 5 different people with picking skills and traits and figuring this out and figuring that out, just buy the armor, buy the weapon, do the dungeon on Tuesdays or whatever the fuck, and then play the rest of the game like a goddamn dating sim, and you'll be fine. You don't have to level grind and you don't have to break your ass for the game, and you can beat the last boss. Like, you can go through and beat the end of the game without having to be like, oh fuck, hold on, let me stop. You can do all this, but you don't have to. I didn't do it. I never stopped and was like, okay, so I gotta go get this monster to combine with this guy to do this, to get that, to get the ultimate dude. You don't need to do that. That's all extra fluff shit. The game is balanced to a point where you never have to go out of your way to achieve what you need. As long as you've been dating sim, that levels your people up. If you've been going through the dungeon at a steady pace, that levels your people up. And the only guy you have to worry about is, if I don't carry a healer on my team, then my main Joker-esque guy, my Fool card, has to have a healing guy, because I need to be able to handle myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have a breaker, then my guy's going to have to be the breaker. And he's a Swiss Army knife, so you can build any team you want, any way you want, and
Around
you'll be
Joker.
just fine.
Yep. No, but see, and that's probably why I end up beating those games. I know it took me a while to beat Persona 4, but I got
Oh,
it.
let's see if these actually work today.
And then I beat Persona 5 and because I did enjoy I mean, I don't know, maybe the whole dating sim aspect makes it more interesting for me to continue on in the game. I'm not saying that Star Ocean is bad, because it's not. And I'm not talking like the story's not keeping me entertained. That's not true either, because the story is interesting.
Yeah, when I finally finish Dragon Age 2, my goal is, I just realized that after Nick got it for me, I looked, and when I downloaded it, I was like, oh fuck, I did get the first departure, because I'd forgotten that I picked it up. So I'm gonna play the long game, basically.
You're gonna play the
You're
first.
going to do exactly what you did with Xenoblade.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna run from 1 to 2 directly in a straight line, just like I did with Xenoblade.
Well, Xenoblade was a little different for you.
No, 122 hours on Xenoblade, 120 hours on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I think it was 136 hours on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yes, I said it again because there's 2 Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, you got the expansion.
Yes. And the
Well-
expansion was another game.
Yep.
I mean, I literally put another 136 hours into
Well,
the
then-
expansion.
Well, you definitely got your $40
Oh.
worth.
I definitely got my $40 worth. No, no shit.
I'm missing a fucking picture.
Now, keep in mind, I will admit here, and I have no shame in this, I promise you that 20 of those hours, I'm talking a good week, I would come home, turn the game on, sit down, and be like, how the fuck do I get there? And walk in circles and fight guys, and walk in circles and fight guys. And the whole time, because the map in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it fucking is trash.
It's fucking trash. It's like, go here, and it just puts a marker there, and it might be above you. It might be below you. You don't know, and there's no perfect way to know. You just get out there and you're like, is this it? Fuck. It's like below me. Well, how the fuck do I get below me? So then you
Dude.
try to find your way below you and you figure out, oh, the tide is up. You can't even go that way. So you got to go all the way back to the town. And you got to sleep and you got to wait for the tide. And the tide goes down. And then you're like, okay, so now I can get there. And now you go to try to get there. And you're like, but wait, if I jump off this fucking platform because the tide is low now, I'll fucking die. So you can't go that way either. So you got to go like around and find a cave and then go down some fucking tree thing. And it's ridiculous.
It brings back flashbacks of my Final Fantasy 1 playthrough where I got lost for so long.
Yeah. Dude, I
But-
spent hours upon hours upon hours just going, it's below me. How the fuck do I get below me?
I ran into that so many times playing that game. It was so irritating.
When you get inside the big whale fish thing, that's a nightmare. It's like one of those fucking paintings where all the stairs are going in different directions and they're above you and below you, and good fucking luck to you. And it'll give you some random mission like, there's this one guy who's out in the field who's over there. Please go talk to that guy. And I'm like, fuck that guy. Like, I'm looking out there fucking, I'm walking around and then trying to, and then like the guy's like above me. I finally get where I'm supposed to be and I'm looking up and I'm like, fuck me. There's a path that's above me that's like off to the side. And so you can't get there directly. So now you got to go like down and around and up this thing and through a corridor and like all the way over to the other side of the fucking map and then loop back around. There's nothing direct about that map or about figuring out where the fuck you are supposed to go in Xenoblade Chronicles. So a lot of my playtime, I will admit, probably a third of my playtime was, how the fuck do you get up there? Not good design.
I didn't that if I had to have one complaint about Xenoblade, it's the fucking map.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Like, I know they were being creative with the way they built their world. You're on the back of a giant Titan thing and it's walking and yada yada, and sure, that's cool. But like, while I'm playing it, there's no logic to the way that it's laid out. It's just good luck to you.
Yep. And you
Get
can
up
easily
there.
And just like in Star Ocean, when you can easily walk in. Well, when I was in the beginning, I walked into an area I was not ready for.
Yeah.
And I had to leave that area.
Oh, no, yeah, but you don't even have to walk into an area you're not ready for. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you start the game, you get on the first actual Titan. As far as I'm concerned, that's when the game starts. It's not when you get to the fucking shopping mall thing. That's your prologue shit. When you get to the first major Titan, the game has begun. That's the first major map. You walk up. It doesn't seem like a big deal. You climb the little thing. You do the ladders. You go up the hill, blah, blah, blah. You turn that corner. You go down across the lake, and you walk out into the sunlight. And there's a big fucking level 68 gorilla standing there. He's just there. Like, you're fucking an hour and you're what? You're maybe 3.5, 4 hours into the game at best, and all your guys are like level 15, 12.
What fucking version of Windows am I running
something
again?
like that.
I don't remember.
And then all of a sudden there's this fucking level 65 gorilla that wanders the map, by the way. So you can't just like, you're like, I got a level grind, and you're over there fighting squirrels in the corner. Then all of a sudden, and you turn around like, what the fuck is that? Big red gorilla. Punch, that guy's dead. Punch, that guy's dead. You're fucking trying to run like, oh shit, fucking gorilla came around the corner. You're dead.
Yeah.
Or that fucking bird, the level 78 fucking bird that literally flies around in the sky. It flies around the fucking tree over there, and if you're fighting on the ground a bunch of like rabbits and shit, it'll fly overhead and be like, you know what? Fuck those level 12 guys. And it'll swoop down on your ass and kill you before you even knew what was going on.
Yep.
Like, all these guys are just mixed into the regular world map. They're like, whoa, this is a world boss. And I'm like, yeah, that's real fucking cute, game.
It's frustrating. That's for damn sure. I think what my problem is nowadays is that the days of the old school, like, level grindy RPGs, those days are fading. I mean, as you mean, Star Ocean's one of them, but like that's a remake, and you're not seeing like you're not really seeing new age RPGs like that anymore.
No, because I think that a lot of people have taken the same concept that I say. If you have to halt the game and level grind, if you've got to dedicate 4.5 hours to like walking back and forth like an old Dragon Quest or something like that, because you're not quite strong enough, or you don't have the right equipment, or you didn't it's nauseating. Like, who wants to fucking do that? And like, okay, I've tried, and I'm fucking done. I played Final Fantasy V. I put the fucking time in. I really fucking tried. Fuck that game. Fuck that game. Fuck that game. Fuck that game. I played part 1, 2, 3, 4, got to 5. I'm 47 hours into that game. I can't beat it. I can't beat it because now I have to stop, and I have to level grind, and I have to power up a specific job, and then I have to move that job's ability over to another job so that I can level that job up so that I can have this ability and that ability at the same time, because that'll give me the min-max stats that it wants to handle a certain area or fight one specific fucking boss. Fuck that game. Fuck that game. I'm done with it. I will not fucking play it. I'm going to 6. I'm done.
See, that's the problem that you're having. See, I thought it was because, and I might irritate some people here, but it's the reason you're struggling with 5 is because when you're talking the old 1 through 6, 5 is probably the second worst game of them, and it's hard to beat because it's not that great of a Final Fantasy.
So which one did you think was worse than 5?
2.
2.
I disagree now. Because I just played the Pixel Remaster, and the balancing in 2 was somehow better than it's ever been. I went from the start of the game to the end of the game with no breaks and never hit a wall. Ever. Not once. I said, okay, she's going to be arrows and healing, and I just kind of put that on her. And then I was like, this guy's going to be my red mage, so I made the main guy a red mage. I did magic and swords and shields, and I just ran with it, and my stats were evenly out the entire time. And then I took my big, apish guy man, and I was like, hold 2 axes and learn no fucking magic at all. And he was just like, thunk, thunk, dead. Oog, kill bad guy.
Guy.
Yeah.
Guy kill bad guy.
Like, it was ridiculous. And believe it or not, I don't know what it is that they went in and did for the Pixel Remaster, but I played the whole game start to the finish and never hit a wall. Ever. Not once. All the way through. No stops.
Maybe the Pixel Remaster versions, maybe 5 is now the worst, and
I don't know.
2 is the second worst, but
it was shocking. I did not expect it, because when I beat part 1, and then I went to part 2, and I was like, here we go.
No, Final Fantasy 3 is still arguably up there in the worst.
I was actually going to put that up there next. In fact, I think 1 is better than 2, 3, and 5.
If I had not known about the points where you have to be certain guys, 3 would have been my pain in the ass. But in the Pixel Remaster, I talked to NPCs that specifically said things like, the only thing it fears is a dragon knight or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what that means. And I switched all 4 of my guys or whatever. I was like, doop doop doop, here, all my guys are now fucking jumpy McJumpers.
Okay.
And I beat that guy in my first run, and then I was like, oh, he's dead. And then I stopped and went and just put all my guys back to what I wanted. So like part 3 was surprisingly easy compared to what I'd done, and like I don't know, it was surprisingly well done. That Pixel Remaster, I liked every game so far except for 5. The only thing I'll say though is that part 3, I got to the end of part 3, and that Cloud stomped a mud hole hard in my ass. And I said, ow, that hurts my ass. So I turned around and I went downstairs, and there was a save point. And if you just walked back and forth in this room, and it gives you a run button now, you can just run all the time. So that's fucking fantastic. There's this little room. It was like a save point. And I ran back and forth, and I probably dedicated 1 hour, and that was it. Literally 1 hour, because I found this area where you could fight these guys, and like around like 4 fights, it was like 4 fights level, 4 fights level, 4 fights level. And I was like, okay, doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop, dedicated 1 hour, went upstairs and stomped a mud hole in her cloud ass. And that was it. That was the only trouble I had in all of part 3. Part 4, I blitzed. I almost felt like it wasn't fighting back.
Basically, you went up there, the cloud whooped your ass. Then you left, came back, and were kicking its ass so bad, it was like, you were not this strong before, and you're like, yeah, well, I just got done training for like an hour, so...
5 also has this weird thing that they've added to the game, and I don't know what the fuck its problem is, but it really pisses me off. If you're kicking ass, you're like, kicking ass, kicking ass, kicking ass, kicking ass, get to the end of a fight. You go up and you fight the next boss, and you're like, man, I've been fucking kicking ass. And you walk up, and all of a sudden the boss is like, oh, kicking ass, huh? And he'll just fucking raffle stomp your nutsack. Like, it's ridiculous. He'll use all his best moves over and over and over again. He'll absolutely spam the shit out of crap that you can't do anything about, and he'll ream you and kill you. But I found out, after he kills you, immediately load your state and go fight him again. All of a sudden, he won't fight you like that. The game has some sort of like a rubber band effect going on, where it blatantly knows if you're doing well or if you're not doing well, and it actively works to countermand you.
It's a difficulty adjustment setting built into the game. It's just like all the new Resident Evils.
Oh, well, those Resident Evils must fail pretty hard, because they're going to have to difficulty spike the shit out of me, because I raffle stomped the last 4 I played.
Dude,
No, I was meaning like all the remakes.
No,
2's
that's
remake,
exactly
3
what I mean.
remake, and 4 remake. They don't spike it up to astronomical levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
But
I was going to say,
I
I haven't run into a problem yet.
There's a difficulty adjustment in those games. Like, if you're doing really well, you got a fuck ton of healing items, you got a fuck ton of ammo, things get tankier. They hit you a little harder to kind of balance it out.
Oh, I
But
didn't
if
even
you
notice
just
that.
run through and don't have a lot of ammo, you don't have a lot of healing, and you're not on the professional mode, you're on like standard, they cut you some slack going, yeah, this guy's kind of sucking it up.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even run into that. I don't know, maybe I'm...
The only reason why I even really kind of know about it is because of the speedrunning communities. They're the ones that figured it out.
Well, Bill, you didn't notice...
I sent some pictures.
Yeah, I saw...
You didn't notice it because of the fact that you're too good at the game.
Sure, I'll take that. I beat part 2 and 3 without a single problem at all. Literally without a single problem. I think in part 2 I died once. Literally once. That's it. The whole playthrough with Claire, I died 1 time. Then, I played with Leon, and I expected his side's going to be a little harder. His was easier. I don't know if it was just
always easier.
I don't know if it was just that I'd gotten used to the game or what, but I ran through Leon's game without question, simply. Like, with her, I got to the point where I was like, I better start saving these bullets or worrying about this or kind of maybe manufacture this idea because I could run into a problem. With him, I took that handgun, I walked into the room, 9 zombies were like, where's zombies? And I was like, bink, 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 they're all dead. Then I just fucking walked to the next room, like, whatever.
You want to know part of the reason for that? Leon's handgun holds how many bullets?
I didn't feel like it was that much more at all.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 12.
Yeah, I think it's like 12.
Claire's holds like 5 or 6 at a time because she's got a revolver.
No.
Yes,
Not
Claire
that I
does have a
remember.
revolver. Yeah, she's got a little fucking she's got a little revolver. That's her weapon. She's got the Smith & Wesson. Yeah, give me a sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Let's.
If that's a true thing, I don't remember it at all.
She uses. Her starting weapon, her default weapon that she's is a SLS 60 handgun.
Yeah.
It does look like a revolver.
Yeah, but I don't remember having any problem. Maybe I picked up a pistol so fast that it didn't matter. Because what he's describing to me, I don't remember having a problem. Like I said, if it was crippling me that hard and I was still rocking through it the way I did, I'm telling you, I died once. That's it. One time the entire game. So that's wild to me. But like Leon, I didn't die a single time. The entire run through, not once. And then in part 3, I died to the very last boss twice. And that's it.
Well, and to be honest with you, if you're going through these remakes fairly easy, then like Resident Evil 7 and 8 wouldn't give you any issues either.
I haven't even attempted 4 yet, but I imagine by the way that I've, and you know, maybe it's a reflex thing too. I've played a lot, and I know it's not the same game, but I've played a lot of Revelations 2. Like, I still play it today. I'll get on there in raid mode for like 3-4 hours.
Well, I can tell you that I have played 4, and I have died. Now, how many times have I died? I think, I want to say 2 times. Twice now. I think I've died twice so far. And I don't think the game is all that difficult. I just think that I'm not any good. But because when you play the biggest issue that you're going to run into when you play like Resident Evil 7 and 8, the biggest difficulty for you, Bill, is just getting over the fact that it's in first person.
Mr. X did punch me in the face at a save room, though. That's a thing that happened, but that was my fault. Because I found out that he can't walk into the save room, so I purposely had him follow me, and then I kept opening the door and be like, do something, bitch! And then he'd start walking over, and I'd back up into the save room. And one time I went to back up, and the door had closed, and I was like, dink! Oh, shit!
Well, let me tell you.
Got a lot of fucking pictures up now.
I was anybody that knows me knows I don't like spooky stuff.
Right.
And let me tell you something. I struggled with that running away from Mr. X thing because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, that dude's terrifying. Like, I'm fucking in a save room and I can hear him walking around outside. I'm like, dude, if I run out there, dude, that dude is just gonna walk at me. And I know that he's walking at me, but like I'm panicking and I'm not thinking clearly because I'm like, okay, I gotta dip in here. Like I did trick him one time by running around a table a bunch of times and he just kept following me around the table.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures there, Bill.
That's okay, I'll go through them.
But
I'm fine.
This remake thing, though, that they're
Looks
starting to do.
Beautiful.
These 3D
2.5
2Ds,
HDs.
like, they're crazy good.
What do you got? Hold on. I gotta look at the pictures.
Yep. So those are all shots from in the game.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, yes. No, I like these.
Those are the old PS1 portraits. These are their new ones. I figured I'd just kind of throw the the comparison up there, just to show how much better they look now.
Dude, I really like how they're doing these 2.5 HD pixel things.
Me too.
With Octopath Traveler to this, the pixel remasters for Final Fantasy.
I
Anything.
sadly have to go silent for a little bit, so I'll be right back.
All right. But I'm telling you,
If this keeps up, these remakes and this kind of design, they could, because now you got Dragon Quest 3 coming out in this style as well.
yes, you do.
And if they continue this, you could see some really, really cool older games just have absolute new life breathed into them this way.
Yes, indeed. People that missed out on a lot of those games as well. Like I said, Super Mario RPG, I played it one time growing up because my buddy had it. Other than that,
He's a chump.
I
No, I
think
didn't-
I still own it. I want to say it's on the shelf right now. And I played it back when it came out, same as you. It was my friend's. I did not own it then. And then when I got it, I played it on my Super Nintendo, but I didn't beat it that run. I got pretty close, and then I think something else shiny came up, and I was like, "Ooh, shiny!" and I played something else.
But so when I buy it on the Switch today,
Oh,
it's
so
gonna
you
be my-
didn't buy it? I figured you'd
No.
already.
yesterday was I didn't get home until really really late yesterday.
I got home at 10 p.m.
I got home at 1:30 in the morning.
Sweet. What were you doing?
So Bill got home when I got to work, and you got home while I was in the middle of work.
I was with my friend from work. We went downtown Peoria for a show. He's into like fucking hippie music and reggae music and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Not my stuff, but he wanted to go, so I went with him. It was down at a bar in downtown Peoria. And better than I thought. I mean, still not my kind of music, but better than I thought.
Right.
And just then we went to Richard's because I haven't been there since I went there with you, Bill.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, went there and dude, the place looks different, but
Yes.
still kind of resembles what it used to look like. Still has the pool table down where it was at before.
It should. That was one of the big draws of it.
And so I just didn't get home until late, and then I fucking crashed. And I woke up at 9:30, and then like just jumped into this thing. So I did get a chance to buy it yesterday, so I can't really talk much on it. So that part's all going to be Seth.
Well, Nick went silent.
Oh yeah, Nick went silent because he's got shit to do. But Shane, let me
How are you?
let me
enjoying
help you out with some stuff here. So there's quite a few changes to the game.
it? Okay.
Like
One-
not anything major. It's mostly minor shit, like these two. So they ended up changing Mac to being the name Claymore. Clay Morton. So, haha, Claymore. He's a sword. Ha 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 ha. And then Frogficus they changed, Frogfucius, because I'm so used to being a dumb child who doesn't know anything. Frogfucius they changed to just being the Frog Sage, because they figured nobody's going to know who the fuck Confucius is. There's this one, which was slightly irritating.
Confucius say, cater to the stupid remain stupid.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
All the bosses are named after... Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because they were named after weapons and shit. But in the Super Nintendo version, when we got it and it was localized, they kind of changed the names around. That one irritates me because who do you think you are, Bruce Lee? Oh, well, they got rid of that reference.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because, And then they changed Magikoopa from Magikoopa to Wizakoopa. And it's like, That almost sounds worse.
Yeah, but none of this will have any bearing whatsoever on people that like he won't even know that.
No,
Right.
for me, I won't.
Um, the other.
But my question
Well,
is, you
go
said
ahead.
that there was a Bruce Lee reference.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, my question is, why would you remove that? Even
It was
people,
probably incredibly fault. So what happens in a lot of these is like normally they'll make some sort of reference or something like that, and the person translating, if they think that that reference will be missed on American audiences, they'll throw their own reference in to try to keep
Yep.
the same attitude but not say the same thing. And that last person that translated it, or the last team or whatever, probably said, okay, so this guy's saying this and he makes a reference, but that reference would be lost on American audiences. They know Bruce Lee, so they do that. And that happens a lot with video games like this. And then when you go back years later and they're like, oh, did you hear they're remaking? Well, that means a new translation team. And so either if that thing has become like a meme and it's exceptionally well known and accepted, sometimes they have no choice but to continue including it. If it's
Right.
not a meme and it's not super inclusive like that and become part of the culture, then it's not going to make it to a more educated translation than what we had back then. So a lot of times the newer games are translated better, but
they
what
remove things.
they remove things that you remember because you remember things that may not have been perfect in their translation. Like Final Fantasy VI is famous for it. Right now, Final Fantasy VI, I heard there was a lot of small dialogue changes that made it into the Pixel remaster that people were mad about, but like
Right.
they were wrong back then. Kind of like Dragon Ball Z. Everybody knows it's over 9,000 because they couldn't translate a number.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's supposed to be over 8,000.
Right. It's 8,000 in the manga. It's 8,000 when you watch the dub. It's 8,000.
Sub.
Yeah. So it's weird that they fixed it now, and I watched all these people be like, "Oh, he said it wrong," and I'm like, "Well, actually, he said it right." But
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on
Yeah.
how ingrained into the culture and whether or not they're willing to fix it at that point. And remakes come across this as a big problem all the time.
And really quickly before Scott leaves to go back to work, because I'm at least glad that he's watching. But yeah, good luck buying it physically in stores. To be fair, they've already basically announced the physical media is going to go bye-bye.
They're
We'll touch on
done.
that more later. But
It's
yeah,
done. Yeah, I it's not that I don't understand where he's coming from. 1,000% I understand. I'm the kind of person that has games on my shelf and I have movies on my rack. But
Yep.
just like music, nobody buys CDs. If you buy CDs, you can't justify and be like, people still buy CDs. I buy CDs. You're like less than 10% of the global market of people that enjoy music. That's it.
Yep.
You're so minuscule, it's outrageous. You make zero impact whatsoever. If a major retailer is willing to drop something like physical media, then that means it doesn't sell anymore. Because no physical
like
retailer,
Walmart.
yeah, like Best Buy. If Best Buy was not making money, if they were making money at all, if it was profitable in any way to carry DVDs, they would not stop carrying DVDs. The very fact that they've announced we're done, it's pointless, means that Best Buy's annual income margin is telling them they don't sell. It's a dead market. And this went from music to movies, and now it's coming to games. It's inevitable. We've watched it happen our entire lives. We've lived through it. I remember buying cassettes. I remember buying CDs. I remember having a couple small records, like those little tiny records. None of them matter now. Sure, you could argue that for whatever sake, collector's purposes, and then you might want to bring up things like, well, preservation. And I'm not saying that's wrong. Preservation is not, it's a conversation that we absolutely need to have. But in the reality of things, if you're watching the global sales of marketing and you're seeing how stores react, look, I'll put it on myself. I collect Motu. Specifically right now, I like Origins, I like the cartoon line, and I like Masterverse. Have you been in a Walmart lately?
Yes.
Have you,
Yep.
like, I know you guys don't look for this, but if you go in there and you go, hey, I'm gonna go check for Motu, which you guys don't. If you go back there, there's like one peg. One. Because it doesn't sell in retail. It sells online to adult collectors only. It's a dead toy line for children. It doesn't make any money.
When I go to Walmart, I don't do it every time, but sometimes I do go over to the toy area and I'll see if they got any Power Ranger stuff.
Right.
They do, but it's sad and
It's sad because it doesn't. The Lightning collection doesn't sell to children. And so it doesn't make money at retail, at least enough to keep it on the shelves. And so its pegs are like allocated to like 2 pegs, maybe.
maybe
So-
If you're lucky.
one little row.
So yeah, that happens a lot with stuff like this. And if you watch the way things sell, it's just inevitable that we were moving in this direction. And now watching high sale retailers say, we're not going to carry movies anymore, it's done. We've moved into the streaming era of movies, and next, the games are happening. And the sad thing is, even if I buy it, here's the thing. My confidence is already shattered in the concept of buying something physical for the Switch. Because a lot of these Switch games they're releasing come with half the game. Or it'll be a collection. It'll be like, hey, get these 4 games. Dog shit. Get 1 game and download 3 of them.
Yep.
And then the first one still needs like a 7 gigabyte patch or some shit like that, which means the game isn't on there. You bought a physical download allowance.
Yep.
And that's happening time and time and time again. Yes, we could still get a couple of games that are coming out that we could still get them physical. But like, say you're a Spyro fan. Fuck on you. You're like, I fucking love Spyro. So you go and you buy that collection, you got 1 game on the disc. 1. That's it. 1. You had to download the rest.
On a voucher.
Yeah. Or Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy 10-10-2 thing, you got 1 game. Final Fantasy 2 had to be downloaded. Final Fantasy X-2 had to be downloaded. It was a download code.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an NBA game that was released that only
All
came
of
with
the
like...
Telltale games.
Yeah. Like, this is happening time and time and time and time again, and it's not even with small games in some course. Some like the newer NBA game that was released on the Switch, the game doesn't work. You get it and there's like a 23 gigabyte download for the game that you just bought physical, because the game's not on the disc. So it's already over. We're already at this point, and I hate it. There's things that I honestly hate about it, because this is another thing that hurts me, okay? If I was to buy Super Mario RPG, okay, and I buy it digitally, but Gwen wants to play it too, I either gotta buy it twice, or I gotta like give her my Switch, or I gotta buy it physically. But I always take this chance when I buy physically that maybe I didn't actually get the game. Like, Gwen likes that Resident Evil game. She likes Resident Evil Revelations 2. She likes to sit down and play the raid mode with me. And one day she was like, can I practice upstairs? Can I just play raid mode by myself? And I was like, you could if they had given me the fucking game. But I can't give this game to you, because even though I have it physical, and even though it shows on the fucking packaging, the box that's sitting directly on my shelf, Resident Evil Revelations 2, the game's not actually on there, so no, you can't.
Yep.
And so that means I bought something physical and would still have to buy it twice if I wanted my kid to play it.
Yep.
Or my friend. And that's ridiculous. So we've already hit this point of me no longer trusting the physical discs. Like, I don't trust them. Why should I? Like, even the new fucking Metal Gear game that just released. We know that fits on a disc because the last 2 generations, they were on fucking discs. The collections were on fucking discs. And still, they released this new one. The first game is on the disc, the rest are not.
Yeah, I just got it.
So, like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
You bought a physical fucking paperweight. It's going to look good on your shelf. But guess what? 10 years from now, when you decide to go back and they've shut down the marketplace, you can't fucking play it. So it's not game preservation, and you don't own anything realistically. You should have just bought it digitally and fucking kept it on a hard drive. Because it's pointless. It's a pointless plastic thing now. I hate that we've gotten to this point, but they have put us into a hallway now, and you may as well just fucking download the game.
And on top of that, they make more money off of you buying it digital.
That's probably true because they don't have to produce the physical item.
Yep.
And so they don't have to pay for they don't have to pay for transportation costs and warehouse and employee packaging results and things of that nature.
And I think part of the reason why they do, we got one game on this thing and you just download the rest of it. It takes less time to burn data for a game or a chunk of a game than, like with Metal Gear Collection. How many games is in Volume 1, Shane?
You get Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 ain't nothing. They're like maybe 2 megs.
Yeah,
they're old NES games.
Then you get a bunch of bonus content.
Okay, so a shit ton of bonus content. Roughly a 300 megabyte game, a 2 gigabyte game, and a 4 gigabyte game.
Mm-hmm.
But only one of those games is on a disc, right?
From what I've heard, yeah.
Metal Gear 1?
Yeah.
So Solid 1, so they used a Blu-ray.
For the smallest possible fucking game aside from the MX.
Third
MXSs.
smallest game, yeah.
Yeah.
So they put like a 200-ish megabyte game on a fucking Blu-ray. That thing burned in about 2 seconds and it went down the fucking line.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that we don't get lucky sometimes because somebody just said, what about the TMNT game collection? That's fantastic. I have the physical one. You put it in, you get every game. But back to Nick's argument, you're talking about like 6 gigabyte game. No, sorry, you're talking about 6 megabyte games.
NES games, hold on, because I'll look it up real quick.
Like that could be like 2.4.
Biggest NES game file size.
Yeah, like it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not even 2 megabytes.
Right. It's so small.
The largest official licensed game pack size for the NES was Kirby's Adventure, fucking clocking in, man, at a hardcore 768 kilobytes.
Right, it's a joke. It's ridiculous. So, like, yeah, we did get the Turtles game, and it's completely intact, and we got every game on the disc, but, like, I mean, it's still... I'll bet you that file size is still well under fucking 4 gigs. I mean, realistically, I can't say so for sure, but I'm just saying there wasn't much to it. So, yeah, they put it all on a single disc, but like at that point, you're almost wasting a disc. Like, what the fuck's the point?
Metal Gear Solid 1, that's in that, right?
Yeah.
That's a what? PS1 game?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry. MGS1 clocked in at about 1.6 gigs.
1.6 gigs. Yeah.
It was about 800 megabytes per disc.
Yeah.
The biggest install that I had was Metal Gear Solid 3, obviously, and it clocked in at like 7.3 gigs.
See, that's the entire fucking game. I'm telling you, there's no doubt in my mind. That's the whole fucking game. The game isn't on the disc. But
Like,
that
I
doesn't
bet if
sup-
I threw your Blu-ray disc for that into my computer and looked at the size, not even a fraction of it would be taken up.
But this is happening all the time now, and you said it's almost like saving them time, but I actually think there's and I don't mean to jump into something like a propaganda scale. That's it, but realistically, you have to condition your marketplace to want a thing. You have to.
Yeah, that too.
If you do, if you just look at the history of the way we sold things, paper napkins were not a thing because it was fucking pointless and it was ridiculous. And why would you do that? You had napkins and you washed them, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, "But you could throw them away. You could throw them away." And somebody was like, "Yeah, but why? I already have napkins." And I just washed them after my dinner with my laundry, and who gives a fuck? And they're like, yeah, but like, what if you threw them away? And then we convinced an entire generation of people to buy napkins. And it sells now. And now it's part of like the culture. We just accept it and we buy paper plates and buy paper napkins and buy disposable crap that originally 2 generations ago they would have laughed in our faces about that shit. Like, why the fuck are you bothering with that?
Let me put it to you this way. I was watching QI the other day, and they were literally talking about how when toilet paper was originally developed, it was developed as like a medicated like pad type of thing, like meant for your health. So, and you could actually clean the shit out of your butthole properly.
Right.
And most people didn't want to buy it because it was embarrassing as all fuck. That's like literally going up with a thing of hemorrhoid cream and going, well, I guess I need to buy this.
Right.
Which isn't really embarrassing anymore because, hemorrhoids. Whatever.
Well, true.
But at the same time, this does, if you condition a generation to believe that it needs a thing or to see that it's a normal thing, well, then you'll get them to accept it. And so what they did was they started incorporating this idea that you buy the game, but you didn't really get the game. So you're going to go home and download the game. And if you get enough people to do this, and they're like, what the fuck is the point? Like, why was I driving down? And then one day, they finally make a decision. Oh, fuck this. They go onto their Switch, and they pre-order the game, and then they come home at the end of the night after work, and they're like, oh, it's already downloaded. And now they just have it.
Now just wait till Friday.
Now they just wait till Friday. And so, and this is, we're not the first ones to be conditioned. PC gamers have been conditioned to go without physical media for an entire generation now. It was already going out of style when my dad was playing PC games.
Yeah, basically that shit started going out of style the second that Steam even became a thing.
Right. Because like
anytime you go buy a thing for PC at, say, Walmart.
Right.
Do you think there's a disc in that case?
No, it's just like a card.
It's a card.
Yeah.
Yep.
So PC gamers have been on this trend for a long time. In a
plastic case still.
Right. So fucking stupid.
Well,
so
it's because they got 5 billion of them laying around. They got to use them somehow.
Now you just have a stupid fucking plastic case that you put on your shelf, and you're like, that's my PC game I bought. Why? Throw that shit away.
That's my copy of fucking Windows Office.
Dude, PC has been in the digital age for so long that computers don't come with disk drives anymore.
Right.
Yep.
And you're already seeing it in the consoles. It's already happening. The last 2 generations of consoles
doesn't have a disk drive. Shit.
The last 2 generations of consoles have come out with no disk drives, and then other versions that have disk drives. So they're already testing the waters. They're already prepping a generation to just understand that the console doesn't have a disk drive, because why the fuck do you need one? It's inevitable. I know we have this argument a lot on here, but there's no way around it. We are going digital. That is the future. You can't pedal backwards at this point. It's too late.
I mean, hell, we're already streaming our games. I mean, fuck, Game Pass is a prime example.
Right.
We're already here. It's already here.
It's just a matter of how many people are willing to desperately hold on to their old ways. And I'm not telling you that you shouldn't. So, don't misunderstand. I still have a lot of physical stuff, and there are still games that come out that I'm like, I want to hold that in my hands. That's important to me on some tactile level. Like, look, I just bought the entire run of the original first Marvel release of Conan the Barbarian. That was not easy to get, by the way. Hunting that down was a pain in the ass, and I spent some real fucking money on that shit. Basically, all my overtime went to paper comics of Conan the Barbarian. All the while, I could have bought a Kindle or whatever the fuck those dumb things are, because I don't use one. I think that's what they are. The little fucking swipe pads, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep,
I could have bought one
right.
of those, and I could have got the entire collection. I'm talking the entire thing. I could have got every book ever published in the history of Conan the Barbarian from like fucking Humble Bundle for $25. All of it. And I could have read the whole fucking thing without interruption. But I wanted to touch it. I wanted to touch it with my fucking grimy fingers. I wanted to hold those man pecs in my hand and turn them thusly as I moved from panel to panel.
This went from a fucking fandom discussion to some kind of like fan fiction read now.
It's crazy. Like
I get that at work enough, so I'm used to it.
Because look, man, just to get my hands on the first appearance of Red Sonja, that was money. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That was money. Like, it cost me real dollars, Shane. Mm-hmm. Real dollars that then I almost had a fucking heart attack because we had to go do something and it started raining outside and I got an email saying, your Conan book has arrived. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I thought that they just put some shit in a cardboard sleeve and threw it out on my front porch in the rain. And I about had a fucking panic attack. Because those books are not in print. You can't just go get that shit. I had to hunt that shit down from a personal collector, and I panicked like you can't imagine. Like, almost had a damn aneurysm, and then got home and saw that it was in like an actual plastic sleeve, like a plastic double. So it was like in a box that was in a plastic sleeve that was in like a plastic bag thing. So this dude knew. Luckily, because he's a collector like myself, he knew that shit could happen. But if I'd have paid that money and he just sent me some crazy shit, like just, it's in a cardboard sleeve, it'll make it, I'd have lost that book.
Yep.
But we're in an age now where I didn't have to put myself through that physical dog shit. I could have just downloaded it and read it. And it probably would have cost $20.
For me, the reason why I still buy physical is because, first off, they don't give you enough fucking space already as it is.
No, man, just go buy an external hard drive.
Yeah, I do. I had to. You know what? I shouldn't have to.
That's another thing, too. Until we reach the point when the systems are willing to accept themselves like computers, like, I have a PC, okay? And right now, if I was to click on my Steam list, I have like 280 something games. Downloaded, I have 70 games. Downloaded.
Hey, Bill,
yeah.
The chat, you might want to switch that from top chat to live chat. For the YouTube pop-up.
Oh, shit. Yeah. No joke. There. I apologize. But yeah, like, at this point...
there you go, Ronan. Your shit should show up now.
Like, at this point, if I can do that with my PC, okay? And PC already understands that we've gone full digital. Like, it's an accepted idea. Then we really need to turn ourselves around and realize that unless consoles are willing to do the same thing, unless the console is willing to say, hey, we see it, you need space, here's a hard drive that makes fucking sense, download your games. Until they're willing to do that, that's another thing that pivots us backwards, that makes us go, okay, I need to have this, because if I don't have it physically, I don't have the space, and I want to delete this thing, and I don't want to spend 2.5 hours every day that I want to play the game trying to re-download it. So yeah, that's an argument to be had too. This is, we are moving in real time.
It was the excitement that I like. When you go to the store, you're walking around and you see something that catches your eye. Nowadays, I just sit on my couch and I can just buy anything. It's become so easy now that it's mundane.
And also, let's be honest, the average people, because look, let's just look at our group right now, just to break it down into an average. We're all grown-ass men, some would argue if they look at my fucking background that I'm not, but we're all fucking grown-ass men, okay? Living life, paying our bills, fucking doing rent, and wondering what's gonna kill us. And,
Bacon.
probably. So, look, we exist in this space now where people talk about physical media. And one of the other reasons that everybody's starting to go digital is because how do you house all that shit? Like, if you buy trade paperback comics and like floppy issues, just like singles, right? How do you save them all? Where do you put them? Like, you only have so much space. You and me, Shane, have the best possible scenario. We have houses. And even that's not guaranteed because we share it with somebody. And even still, you don't want to look like a fucking hoarder with 153 fucking long white boxes taking up a single bedroom because it's ridiculous. Like,
fucking
Yes,
the
yes.
best.
Yes, I know.
so,
Unless we live in Wayne Manor, we don't
Right.
have the space.
I got one room that's dedicated for my stuff.
Same here.
And so you have, like, the same thing, one room, but you're trying to get the Power Ranger helmets. We all have different interests and different things like that. You got to store Power Ranger helmets. And if you buy all your Power Ranger comics, if you buy it all, buy a bookshelf.
Well,
There's no bookshelf in existence that can hold the amount of white boxes that you pick up if you're a regular con goer. Like, it's not a thing.
Dude, I still have my white boxes. They're
And
in
it's
my
too
closet.
heavy. You have to
Oh my God.
you have to spend real money on real bookshelves if you want to do something like that. You have to build something like I have in the background that would handle the weight. Because I have right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 bookshelves downstairs. Every single one of them are filled from top to bottom books.
Yep, and guess what? Another thing that sucks is that all those.
And I still have white boxes sitting on the floor.
You also made me hate those because of all the times we had to move you.
Yes.
And those things are not fun to
Yep.
carry.
No, they're a pain in the
Oh
ass
no,
if you have
trust
to
me, I
move or
know.
change.
I fucking strong-armed one fucking
Dude.
down to my truck one time.
And let's talk about something else that nobody wants to talk about. Physical media is subject to one of the scariest things that can happen to you. One, it can be stolen. Fuck on
Yep.
you, it ain't coming back. Or two, you could have a flood
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
or a
And you-
fire.
Yep.
And all your shit is gone. And you ain't
Yep.
getting it back, by the way. It's not coming back. But you know, if you bought all of your books from a digital account, or like a Steam, say, if I lost every one of my games downstairs right now, they would all be gone. I can't get them back. It's money, it's time, it's investment, it's hunting all over again. But say my computer just explodes. I can get a new computer.
Buy a new computer, you just re-download it all from Steam or Epic Store or
It's all there.
Origin.
It's all there. It's just tied to my account.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
not saying you can't lose the account, but I'm just saying like recently I went back into my my Humble Bundle account and re-downloaded the entire collection from the first books ever released all the way to the newest books released of Red Sonja. I just got on there and I was like, I want all this. Highlight,
Speaking of
download.
that, hey, you know what? Here.
I have all of it. I have all of it again. And
Here you go, Bill.
It was no problem whatsoever to do that. Yeah,
Since
that's what
you're
I mean.
playing Dragon
Look at
Age.
that. There's Dragon Age and Mass Effect, and I bet you that's a huge fucking collection of books right there that would cost you a ridiculous amount of money to get physical or to hunt down that are out of print.
And these are $18 for the whole lot of it.
There you go, $18. You just got to be willing to part with the idea that you're not going to hold it physically. I know that's rough. I'm that person too.
There's pros and cons to both of them.
Right.
I mean, the convenience factor for digital alone is the biggest.
Jake here says, that's no fun. Well, that's argumentative, because if the only thing you're interested in is the story, then you don't need the book, you need the story. If that's your true interest, see, because passion is broken into different ideas when we talk about collecting, we talk about anything that comes down in fandom. Do you always watch, and see, this is where I'm going to get a couple people on this one. I know this because I've seen this a million times. I'll ask it real simply. Shane, when you watch your Dragon Ball Z, right? Do you always pull the discs off your shelf, walk down, put them into the Blu-ray player, turn the TV on, select the option, sit back in the chair, and watch a whole disc? Every time? Or sometimes maybe you just want to watch Super, right? And it's not so much that you need to own it, but you want to see it because you're interested in the storyline. So you just push play.
Damn. Hey, Bill. Since we're still semi on the topic, there you go, bud. 100 Years of Warner Brothers Heroes and Legends bundle. $15. You get Gotham Knights Back for Blood, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition, Batman Arkham Knight Premium Edition, the Lord of the Rings Middle Earth Shadows of War Definitive Edition, Injustice 2 Legendary, Mortal Kombat XL, Arkham Origins,
Damn.
Mad Max, Arkham City Game of the Year Edition, Lord of the Rings Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition,
Damn.
and Arkham Asylum Game of the Year Edition.
$15? That's a hell of a deal. That's some good gaming right there.
Yep, and you get the new Arkham or Gotham Knights game.
I haven't played that yet, but I've heard.
I haven't either.
I've heard people cry about it, but I hear people cry about a lot of things that they don't have the information to cry about, so I need to play it to make my own opinion. Maybe it does suck. I don't know.
Unfortunately, it looks like they've exhausted keys for Mortal Kombat XL, Arkham Origins, and Shadow of War.
Okay.
But all the other ones are still there.
And
so that's not
bad. I don't know anything about not available in your country. I don't know anything about that. I really don't. I don't understand the nuances of one territory to another territory. What I know is that I go on Steam and I push the button. I go on Netflix and I push the button. I go on Hulu and I push the button. And if you have a computer, I don't see that almost anything is not available. Like, even that, because look, you could just change your location. That's a new thing too, because you're like,
get a VPN.
I can't watch Dragon Ball Super because it's not available in my area. So just tell the computer that you live in America. Done. Half the world is doing it right now.
As a matter of fact, a lot of people on Xbox were switching their time zones to New Zealand when the new Call of Duty came out.
I heard about that.
Play it early.
Yep, that way they could get on there and play it.
Yep. It's all you got to do is just tell it you're in a new time zone.
There's a whole bunch of
rolling
shit
release
like that.
dates are stupid now. Just fucking drop it.
And just
There's your game.
This stream is sponsored by fucking ExpressVPN.
I wish.
I wish.
But look, I'm just
Fucking
saying.
get
Maybe
some of
then
that
I might be able to
sponsor
pay
money.
some bills.
No shit. But like, it's just that. Look, we're here now, and we can trek backwards all we want, and we can deny ourselves the simplicity that it brings.
Damn, 70% off of Marvel's Midnight Suns Legendary
But
Edition.
we only really hurt ourselves.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
And I'm not saying
And
that
a
we
good
don't
game.
hurt ourselves for leaving all physical media behind as well. But hell, look, I was at a concert 2 days ago. Like, maybe, was it 3 days ago? It was 3 days ago. 3 days ago. It was Wednesday. I was at a concert about 3 fucking days ago. And you know what? The dude that was there, he said these exact words. He said, if you're into us, this is our 4th album. It's pretty sweet. We've been doing this for a couple of years. I'm really liking it. He says, get our music. If you want, you can buy it today. We have records here. We have vinyls. We have CDs. You want it, you can get it. Or you could just go home and pirate it. I don't give a shit how you get it. Just listen to it. That's the
true
fucking
musician.
artist. That's the direct fucking artist. That's the guy, that's the lead singer of Apocalyptica. That's the head man of 3 Days Grace. That's the current runner of Saint Sonia. That guy's telling you, just go steal it. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. We live in a digital age. Just
well,
go
he's also
steal it.
saying go fucking steal it because the record company, after he sells you the CD for $15, he's going to get 15 cents and the record company's going to pocket the rest of it.
All he wanted you to do was hear the motherfucker so that you'll come hear him live because that's where his money is. And he's not the only one. You guys heard the story about when they were doing the Punisher series and the actor came in and asked, he said, do you guys have like a vault of inventory? I would like to read some of the Punisher comics so that I can get a better feel for what's going down here. I want something to base my stuff on. And they said, oh, well, you're doing just fine. I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. And he says, yeah, but I would personally like to read some of the old material and get an idea for what I'm doing here. And the guy said, the executive, the man they were there to fucking see, the fucking Marvel head man said to him, just pirate it.
I believe that.
That's fucking amazing.
Of course,
just
to be
torrent.
fair, that's the way it's going to be for most fucking Warner Brothers anything anymore.
Yeah, because he actually does that interview. It was in an interview where they were talking to the guy that played the Punisher, and he said, they just told me to steal it. They were like, I don't know, who gives a fuck? Everybody does it.
I can't say his last name, but his name's John Bethrath. God, I don't know.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
We just call him John because that's his first name.
Yeah, it's
His
just,
name
it's
is
wild.
John Doe.
It's
But yeah.
wild that we've reached this point where the physical media is not generating the amount of profit that they wanted anymore. So they're just, this is inevitable. They want you to go to digital because it gives them more control over the market. And it also plays into lean awareness processing because lean awareness is finding the most effective way to do a thing while cutting all loose ends and wastes out of the equation. So if I can just offer you a download code and then I don't have to make it, don't have to package it, don't have to ship it, don't have to work with a third state retailer, guess what? I just completely streamlined my system. I saved a ridiculous amount of money in its creation, property, and delivery of the product. And I also made it more convenient for you at the same time, which is the reason why the process is working. And the reason why we're not going to get away from this, we're going full bear. You can't backtrack this. We're going digital.
Mm-hmm.
Says Bill, what about when it goes digital and gets taken down and never pops up again? Yeah, I'm not saying there's not problems we need to discuss. But
That's one of the scariest things about going digital.
Yeah, I'm not telling you that there's not problems. We've argued it on this show many times. There's pluses, negatives, pros and cons to each idea. But then your idea right there, what about when it gets taken down and never pops up again and it's really hard to find, it's lost media. Okay, how many different shows physically do you want that you can just go get? Like, unless you're one of those hardcore people that only watches the new pop media, there's a lot of shit that you grew up with that you simply can't obtain easily anymore. So it's not just a digital thing, it's a physical thing too. I mean, you have to go pretty far out of your way if you remember some old Saturday morning cartoons like fucking RoboCop. I'm sure that you can get it. I'm just saying, it's not something you're going to walk across to fucking... You're not going to go to Walmart and be like, oh, fuck, I used to love the RoboCop cartoon. No, you have to go clear and away out of your way to obtain it. And I'm just saying that maybe if media gets taken down and you need to go clear and out of your way to get it, if they're not offering you a way to get it, and not that I'm condoning any kind of thing.
Hold on. I need this.
I'm just simply saying that it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens
Look,
because there's no other way to obtain it.
He wants every episode of Roundhouse, and you need to go Yarhar Fiddledy Dee it.
Right. How you going to get your hands on the Roundhouse? You were a hardcore Snick maniac. You want to watch the Roundhouse?
Kind of now.
See?
Bill needs every episode of Clarissa Explains It All. Get on it, Shane.
Okay, dude, I would actually watch that too. So.
Hey, you know what? Here's a case in point for you guys. You want to argue, oh, well, physical this and blah, 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 and if we go digital and it gets taken down, it's lost media. It's shit like this that makes physical copies lost media. There you go. That's a game I've been looking for years.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's lost media.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm not gonna fucking go and hunt down a game that's used for $400 fucking dollars.
Yeah, but if you could get that thing digitally, I bet you it would cost like $10.
They don't put it digital.
I'm just saying if you could find it. Because this is no different than like Final Fantasy VII. I had a guy offer me $300 for my copy of Final Fantasy VII, and then a year later it popped up on the online store for like $10, and my copy was automatically worthless because it was no longer hard to find. Because, just like you said, this is unobtainable media right now.
Yeah.
But the fact that it could digitally come out as long as somebody was willing to release it, or you could go about other means.
Yep. No, trust me, I was actually having a conversation about that with my coworker this morning.
Shane, I'm sorry, but I cannot find it. I'm looking everywhere, man. I really am. I'm checking every little network that I know of, and we are not going to be watching The Roundhouse.
I can believe it. But, fuck was I saying?
I'm trying.
No, I was
I'm looking for it right now.
This morning.
Let's see.
And while I was talking with him, I was like, oh, fuck, did they ever release a fucking collection for Splatterhouse? He goes, I don't fucking know. So I get to looking. Yeah, they released a collection for Splatterhouse all the fucking way back on the Dreamcast. But outside of go get a Dreamcast and get this collection of games, the only other one that they've released was one on the Switch, and that was it.
I found The Loud House.
Fuck that.
Is not the same thing. And I found Nick Mason's live at the Roundhouse, so you could listen to Nick Mason. Cost $30 to listen to Nick Mason, and I don't know why you want to do that, but I mean maybe he's good. I don't know that guy. I'm sorry, Shane. You're not watching it. It's not gonna happen. I can't find it.
Well, guess what, Bill? I gave you one job.
See? It doesn't matter if it's physical or if it's digital. You could argue the idea that media disappears regardless depending on what it is you're looking for.
Yep.
So that argument
Well, and there's
is
also case in points for some other stuff, like some companies. Do you want to know why they haven't hashed out remake
See,
after remake?
This guy,
they don't have
Jake,
the source code.
Jake, you just said it's on YouTube. No, that is not what we're arguing. We don't want to watch it on YouTube. We want physical media. We want to own it and hold it in our hands and know that the Roundhouse was real and it's on our shelf.
Yep.
See? So this argument is true for both sides of the equation, even though it's often brought up nowadays to justify the idea of physical media against digital media because, with digital, they're just going to take it away from us and we can't do anything about it. Yes, that can happen. That can happen. It's very possible. But at the same time, your physical media is not guaranteed. And your physical media also suffers from something that I don't know how long you guys have been collecting. You can get what's known as disc rot, which is happening to PlayStation 1 games currently.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of PlayStation 1 games that will not play because they're experiencing disc rot. These things, these old 40-year-old fucking games were not printed with the idea that they would last forever, necessarily. They were printed as a product to be sold. Just like shows were made as a product to be sold, that's the way that it is. So neither side is perfect, and that's the reason the real argument here is that we need to be talking preservation, not what side is better than the other. The truth of the matter is that if you're in it for the storylines, if you're in it for the enjoyment of the property, you don't care how you see it. You just want to see it.
Yep.
Indubitably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about that, Ronan.
Like, holy shit. You know, I could get on Amazon today and watch the 2000X He-Man. I could do it. It's fucking free because I have Amazon Prime. But you know what it's like to fucking buy that series? Holy shit. That is ridiculous. I don't have enough money to justify that shit. It is egregiously over fucking priced. People act like that was the fucking holy grail of He-Man, and it's fucking not, first off.
Yeah, like I said, there's always pros and cons to either or.
Everything.
So,
yeah, you're looking at season, oh my good lord. Complete series, He-Man, Masters of the Universe. This one guy at eBay that can't guarantee his copy is $57, but places like Mercari, you can get volume 1. It's not even season 1. You don't even get the whole first season. You get volume 1, that's $90. It's ridiculous. There's one that can guarantee the copy, $150 for the entire series, all 3 seasons, complete series, $140. I'm not saying you can't look around and find deals, but like, this is the way that it is. Like, some of these things are very hard to hunt down, and if you do get them, good luck to you. And if you didn't get them when they came out, you'll end up paying this Mercari price for a game like this because you really want to play it. But if your argument is just that you want to play it, not that you want to preserve it,
emulator.
Yeah, not that you want to like own it, not that you want to put it on your shelf, not that you want to jerk your meat about having something that somebody else doesn't have, well then there's another way to obtain it. There are other ways to play games, to listen to
Yar,
music,
fiddle-dee-dee.
to read comics, to see shows. And it doesn't always even come down to piracy. Sometimes it's as simple as it's on Netflix. Click. I'm not going to own it, but I could see it right now. And if that's the part that actually matters to me, not owning a property and claiming that I have something that somebody else doesn't have, there's arguments to be made here on both sides. I noticed this debate is hard. Because I've noticed the last 3 episodes, this debate has come up because people really like to defend the physical media space. And I get it, but sometimes your nostalgia and your inability to accept the fact that the world around you changes on a day-to-day basis is what's driving the argument.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right when the world turns into all digital, and I mean the entire world, where we're all plugged into giant computers, nobody will give a shit anymore.
Yeah, well, if you believe the conspiracy theorists, that's already fucking happened because people
Well-
are so stupid they can't come up with an original idea.
I'm going to be a
Anyway,
pooper.
now that we're back to actual Super Mario RPG, let me put down my controller for 2 seconds. Oh shit, I got 50 coins. Fuck yes, I could go get the flower badge. Anyway. So, like I said, there are several changes that have happened to the game. Most of them are like non-essential. It's like a couple dialogue options here, some name changes. After that, for the most part, everything plays the exact same. The only thing that's really a little bit different is instead of Mario doing the fucking peace sign for victory, he just takes off his hat since that's more universally known for Mario. Oh well. Anytime any character levels up, everybody stands on a stage and they all fucking dance, except for whoever's leveling up. They do like their victory pose, like, yeah, that's right, I'm a bad bitch. And then you go through your normal level up shit. Sorry, needed a drink. From all this not talking that I'm doing. The other thing that's really cool. Oh yeah, I put this in as a gag because even though fucking I did it with only 3 torches lit, I still got bad end. So Nick, you best be running like a fiend when you get up to Marymore.
Dude, it's me. I do
Mario.
what I want.
Well, I got a Bowser kiss.
Yeah,
'Cause I
well,
failed.
Bowser
you
kiss.
you didn't get the worst possible ending.
Fantastic.
Through both of
The
them.
worst possible ending is you get a Bowser booster kiss.
I've seen
Yeah, it's
I've
true.
seen the internet. Some people would tell you that the Bowser kiss, you got the good ending.
Yeah,
True.
I mean it depends on if Bowser's wearing a crown or not.
True. But there's 2 things that you could do with actually real quick. Go back to the pause screen that I had up. So back out a bit.
Up,
Go.
up.
What pause screen?
Yeah, that one. There you go. Sorry, it's because I'm watching the stream. So yeah, that guy. Mother damn it. Hold on, let me actually open fucking Discord here.
Look, just tell me which picture it is.
The one
It-
right below the fucking dancing dudes on the right. It's right next to Bowser.
Yeah,
Kissing Mario.
Yeah, that's
The
what
one
I
that
thought it
says
was. It's
active
this right
party.
here. Yeah.
yeah.
If you can't tell,
So-
Bill is not screen sharing with us in our call. We have to
Yeah.
watch the fucking stream.
Yeah, we got to watch the stream.
so we
the
have
delay
a
is
10 to
bitch.
15 second delay.
I mean, I
but
could,
behind
but I
the
don't
chat-
know.
Well, I was going to say, behind the chat, it'll show you can actually go over 999 coins, which is something you couldn't do in the Super Nintendo game.
Right.
Because
Yep,
currently
we're
I'm
limited
at
at 999. Bless
yep,
you.
I'm
Thank you.
at 1,335 currently since I started playing the game again.
Well, I'm
but
pretty
it'll
sure
also-
they did that with a lot of games lately, because if I remember right, it was either 9,999,999 or it was 99,999,999 was the max full you can have in the
Right.
original Star Ocean. I've got over 140 million,
Nice.
and I'm never going to use any of it really.
Right.
It's like I'm just
Um,
cleaning the game up now.
Right. But the other thing that they end up doing is, depending on who's in the party, it'll show you what your triple move is going to be. So right there, I've got Peach, Bowser, and Mario as the main party. It does the starry shell spike. So Bowser and Mario jump up. Bowser turns into the shell. Mario kicks him, and then Peach throws a star at him, and it like attacks everybody on the field. Mallow, Gino, and Mario have one, obviously.
Where they fucking surf on Star Road or Rainbow Road shit. It's fucking great.
Yep. Yeah, because Mallow literally can't do it, so he's like flopping around everywhere.
Yep.
There's one for Bowser, Mallow, and Mario called Clown Car Barrage, where everybody gets hit with a fire, ice, and lightning attack. Gino, Bowser, and Mario have shooting star shot, so literally meteor comes down and just attacks everybody.
Stupid black materia trying to destroy our planet.
Right.
Sorry, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 is coming out, and I have to get a PS5.
One
Yes,
of the
it
armors for this game, and it would have been fucking funny as shit if they would have done this. One of the armors in this game is you should have been able to get Luigi's green clothes and just been Green Mario from the old Super Nintendo, where they didn't bother
Right.
making a separate sprite. He was just Green Mario. That would have
Yep.
been awesome.
The other fun thing as well is when you're in mid-battle, if one of your team members is under a status effect, so sleep or not scarecrow, but like if you're slept or you've been turned into a mushroom, it'll give you the option to just change out the character. In fact, you can even do that at any point in time once you've gotten Bowser. In the middle of battle, you can just press start and swap out the character.
Dude, that's awesome.
In battle?
Final Fantasy X fucking
Yeah, that's Final Fantasy
thing.
X shit. Final Fantasy X
Right?
still, in all of Final Fantasy, and I know people argue with me on this, I think it's the best battle system we've ever had for a Final Fantasy. I like that you can use literally everybody. I like that everybody has a purpose, and I like that I like that there's no active battle time fucking weighty bar. The kinds of attacks that you do adds basically a length of time to the
delay.
battle. Yeah. And then depending on what you do depends on how the turn rates change. It's so fast, it's so good. And I never feel like I'm in a situation that I can't handle because I have access to my entire team all the time.
Yep, exactly. I've also noticed that the bosses seem slightly weaker. I don't know if that's just because I'm so used to playing the game
Well,
that
it
I
also
know how to
gave you
level each character
it also
up.
gave you new attacks that you didn't have before that deal more damage than you ever could before, so I'm sure that helps.
Well, not really. Everybody's special attacks are still the same. Your regular weapon attacks are the same. It's just that triple move is the only thing that's new.
Right.
And
And
the
like
only
I
way
said-
to use it is to fill up your gauge.
Yeah, but even
Yep.
still, that's access to a damage rate that you never
Oh, yeah.
had before.
Oh God, yeah.
That's like if they added
even
limit
then, I
breakers
still
to Final
barely use
Fantasy
it.
1.
Well, I mean, the first Final Fantasy that had a limit breaker was Final Fantasy VI.
Right, but if
Yep.
they added limit breaks in Final Fantasy 1 but didn't alter the game to deal with the fact... You know what it's like? Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. That game was not designed to handle features that you had in Part 2, which is why The Twin Snakes is so fucking easy.
Yeah, because you can go first
Yeah.
person.
And it doesn't seem like a big deal until you play it and you're like, I'm fucking invincible.
It's like, I'm a fucking monster. Let's go.
I'm sure
Right.
they did. I'm sure they did some stuff in this game. Nintendo's pretty good about going back through and trying to add, like balances to their games. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if that one little added ability, giving yourself like a Persona-esque full team attack, doesn't unbalance the game in unforeseen ways.
Right. There we go. Star egg. But yeah, after that, like the only other cool thing about it is the more you end up doing the timed hits, which is the next set of pictures, it'll give you extra stat boosts and shit. Like it's only by small percentages. Like
Was
I
this in
think
the
one of
original
them.
game as well? Because I
No,
don't think it
No,
was, which means
it
this is
wasn't.
another thing that's really
So
changing the dynamic. Like, I mean, it might not seem like a big deal, but like if you do something and you get even a 3% defense bonus or even 1.5 or anything like that, I mean, when you're talking like RPGs and min max and shit like that, you're really outbalancing the game. So it probably
right.
is easier than it used to be.
And the only problem is the way that you have your screen capture set up. It's not actually showing the like the boosts in there, like what they do. So for anybody who's actually in the Discord, you can hop on and actually check it. But yeah, like your first five, it gives you like special attack and special defense, and then regular attack and regular defense and speed boosts and shit like that.
Well, it all depends on who's in your party.
Yep, exactly. That's
Like
what I was about to
Mario,
say. Is it's
Mario
based
only
off
gives
party.
you a gauge boost. Mallow gives you magic attack boost.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I see over here it says action gauge, magic defense, and I can look at the team and I can get an idea of what I'm looking at
Yeah.
that you guys are talking about. So this means that different team combinations give different bonuses for whatever kind of battle you're trying to move towards. Like if you want that heavy magic attack, you got to have the right people in your group to play that aspect.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if an old glitch is still present.
Which one?
The star swap. So there's a glitch in the original game that speedrunners have been using to, give Peach attack spells. And it's if the character that levels up is about to learn a new move and you flip-flop them with Peach as the star's commencing, all the experience technically goes to Peach, but in actuality it really goes to the character it was supposed to go to. So they level up, but Peach gets all the benefits.
Yep.
So you can teach Peach
I know that
Mallow's
trick,
magic.
yeah. Because I haven't tried to fuck with it yet.
It would take too much of a setup for me to even fuck with, but I'm curious for when people start speedrunning it.
Oh, and then that's the other fun quality of life thing that they did. So it used to be that you would have to get to where I'm at, which is heading to Nimbus Land, before you could get the signal ring. Now all you got to do is you go to the first fucking mushroom hut in order to get items. And once you go to that fucking mushroom hut to get you your items, go down into the basement. While you're down into the basement, you jump on the one dude's head. It'll basically give you a hidden block.
It'll give you a tutorial on hidden blocks, and then he gives you the ring.
Yep. So that way then you don't have to wait until, oh, hey, you're at the ass end of the game? Well, now that you're at the fucking ass end of the game, now you could go back through every single level and find all the hidden blocks. Enjoy.
It's pretty nice.
I look forward.
Oh,
to
yeah.
I look forward to playing it. So
the game's been a lot of fun so far.
I'm gonna pick it up today. So I'll get started on it here eventually. But
God, I hate this.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Damn it.
I don't have this yet, do I?
so what's next up for
Fuck.
Yeah, we've exhausted those. What you got for us, Bill?
We do have a folder dive if we're ready to move into that part and finish out the episode.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that means I should probably jump back into the actual Discord instead of watching the YouTube.
Okay, so I'm
Correct.
gonna load this up. Okay, so this is all the stuff we have. We have 2005 and Ultraman and yada yada. So we're gonna random here, okay? I'm just gonna start at the top. We're gonna do a couple things, delete a couple things out of our folders, and we're gonna move through. So
I was gonna say, you're gonna do a screen share, or do we have to rate based off the?
I would just watch we can all watch I mean, I could share screen. I just don't want to. How do I put this? I don't want to try to share my screen and stream and do the capture all at once. I'm sure I can handle it, I guess, but
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, let me get that bitch pulled up. There we go. All right, I got a tabulational device.
so we got 2005, 2006 Ultraman Max. Dedicate this folder to max memory loss. Don't know what that's about, but here we go. It's the thing. This guy's fucking falling down. I know you guys will see it here soon, so I'll leave this running for a bit here. But yeah, he falls down. That's so ridiculous. My guess is this is his first transformation, and maybe it was accidental. I don't know.
Well, I'm about to say, it's either that or when you trip, you get superpowers.
Right.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that you didn't know, but
It's that
I've tripped before and never got superpowers.
all I've gotten is more aches and pains.
Exactly.
Yeah, same.
it seems like after you fall down. Oh my god! I don't know whether to think that was cool that he jumps into the water here, or whether it was. I'm trying to determine it. I mean, he's got a superhero landing when he goes into the water, but I still don't know if it was cool. It almost looks awkward.
It's a little shoddy. I don't like it.
Right.
He needs to work
No,
on
sir,
it.
I don't like it.
He needs to work on his superhero landing.
I need to work on my jumping ability, apparently.
Okay, well, next we're going to show. Oh my good lord.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He has a beam fail that then
Are
shocks
you-
the monster. And
And
then
then
he
just
like.
kind of waves his hands.
Yeah. Okay.
Now he's literally trying to do fucking Snake
Dude,
from that
dude.
one fucking movie.
This is really stupid, but at the same time, this is that funny kind of stupid where it's awesome.
Right.
Okay, well, we're going to flip now. We're going to try a different move.
I know we're supposed to like always rate these guys as costumes, but I really want to. I like this guy. I like this guy's personality.
All right. Well,
Well,
I don't get it, but whatever.
we'll try again. We'll try the next one. See if
Wait,
there's another
did he
move.
literally hold up? Did he make the monster piss himself?
It seems
No,
like it. I
he's
think
making
it's-
the monster drool.
Okay.
We're not getting any better here.
I
Did he
don't know.
I mean, I
I'm-
guess it's not his superpower. Like, he seems like he activated it by accident, and he doesn't have the instruction manual, so he doesn't know how to use anything.
It's not. I don't think it's like the morphing grid where when you morph for the first time, you just know what you're doing.
I'm noticing. Like, I'm definitely noticing. Because he does not... Like, this monster is waiting to die. Patiently, mind you. It's really
Dude.
shocked, and it understands that it should be dead by now. But
Okay,
this
to
guy
be-
just can't do it.
This guy's like a member of the Ginyu Force.
Right.
Yeah.
No, the Ginyu Force is still not as inept.
Oh
Dude, this
my
guy-
god.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. this is-
Even Goldo on the fucking Ginyu Force has more competency than this man.
oh my god! Did he just lose part of his helmet?
Shane, his his freaking helmet fell off. Is the horn thing? Yeah, it's like this area inside the middle of the helmet fell off.
He can make a weapon. He didn't know. It just kind of falls into.
He just jerked himself off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, guys, this is actually kind of fun. This guy is such an idiot that it's humorous.
Yes.
Oh my god, is that a magnet?
How do those work?
Well.
I think
Just like, I can't get it back in. Fuck it.
What in the shit is happening?
I don't know.
When you eat rice,
I have never had this kind of an issue when I've eaten rice.
this dude is like, okay, you know what? I am done fucking around. Either fight me or I'm just gonna zap you.
Good. Fuck that guy.
This guy kind of takes a headshot. If you look closely, yeah, he takes a fucking headshot.
Wow.
Dude, this Ultraman is like ultra fail.
Ultra fail.
Even the ship's shooting him now.
Well,
I don't know.
We're here to help you.
I don't know what this guy's posing thing is about. I don't know what the context is about because I've never seen this. But
okay, so I'm going on to the Ultraman Max. Here we go. We'll see him.
now we get to just look at the costume and
Yep.
well, it's definitely brighter.
Yeah. He's got a hand thing.
He's giving you the finger.
I guess. Helmet
No.
isn't terrible. I kind of
Yeah, I
like
don't
this weird orb thing that he's got on his chest.
Yeah. It's not an awful costume. It's nothing special.
I think that's the thing with all
It's a
Ultramen.
3.3.
So far, I've been very unimpressed with every Ultraman, like literally every single one, because they're all like you could argue that Sentai and whatnot are all the same too, but not to this extent. Like it's kind of crazy to me when I think about just how much it's the same costume over and over and over again, like, and they just mildly change it or add like a new piece of rubber armor.
The biggest problem is that they don't even really change the color. It's
right.
I mean, you could even if you kept
there was a blue one.
Even if you kept the same costume, but you change the colors every so often, it's still something different.
Right.
But when you keep it that silver and red all the time, I mean, I know it's iconic, but still a little boring.
Yeah, it is. It is. It very much is.
And I'm not saying that the show's boring. I mean, the show could be a lot of fun. I don't know. This show, look, just because how wacky and goofy this Ultraman is, this one could be a fun fucking series to watch.
Right.
And, but I don't like, the same problem I have with Sentai and stuff is that the weapons are starting to look a lot like they just went out and bought the toy and like, here you go. I know that's hard to...
No, it's true.
It's
over
like
the years,
G.I. Joe, it's a toy commercial.
Well, yeah, but I do get what he's saying is that over the years, it's become a lot more obvious that they're toys. Like the swords and hammers and things that we see, I feel like there was a little more believability to when I was younger, and not just because when I was younger. If you look at just look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, look at the Power Sword. And then go look at the new swords that exist in the series today. One looks like a sword. The others look like toys. And they very blatantly look like swords. Look at the blasters that we had in Mighty Morphin that were like guns.
They were guns.
They were like blade things that you turned them and you clicked the thing in place. Then it was a gun. And now every gun is like, it's a toy. It's just a toy.
they look ridiculous,
And
I
it's
get
very
that.
blatantly a toy.
I get that Power Rangers is ridiculous, and I get that a lot of their technologies and what they have look toyish on the show. And but for some reason, like growing up, they didn't look that bad. I mean, who had the most ridiculous Mighty Morphin weapon? Maybe Zack because of a big fucking axe that turns into like a shotgun.
And yet, even then, I bought it more than I do most of the stuff
Mm-hmm.
I see now.
The only person I believe that had kind of just like a basic ass one was Kimberly. It was just a bow, nothing fucking special. Did it
I,
look like a toy?
I'll
Not,
say
not
I'll say
real.
that it looked like a toy for one reason. The bow had no give. Now I realized it was weird and it was magic and it was like you pull the
Mm-hmm.
thing back and you basically but like there was no give in the bow, so it was hard for me to believe. And this is coming from personal experience. I have done archery. I'm the one that got my cousin into doing archery, and that's significant because now she's like literally a state champion. I got her into it. She's better than I'll ever be. like
Right.
I was like, this is a cool thing. I kind of like it, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, this is a cool thing. I'm going to fucking live it. like, but like, since I know that there has to be some kind of give in the bow, it looks too much like a toy to me when I see them use it. Like, there's no power behind the string. Like when the girl pulls the string back and then it's too fake for me. It bothers me a little bit. So, yeah, 3 is the absolute best I can do. He's like every other rider, but he has some armor pieces.
That's why I give him a 3.5 or 3.3.
I can give it a 3.
Well, I'm at a 2.5 because I was done with it when we were watching him trip and fall over himself. So he's a 2.95.
Okay. And now, Ultraman Xenon second form.
Okay.
Oh, I think it looks worse.
Oh, that's not good.
Maybe you will
I'll-
disagree, but on a personal level, I think it looks worse.
The helmet does.
You think his body's better now than when he had the little armor pieces?
No, that looks worse.
No, this is a downgrade.
This is like a 1.5.
Yeah, I feel like this is worse.
I would give it a 2. I don't think it's
Yep.
a terrible downgrade.
I'm at a
I just-
2.
I just think it's a downgrade.
Here's both of them standing side by side. Should be coming up for you guys here in a second. You can see on a personal level,
Right.
the other one is worse.
Oh yeah. The first one
Yeah.
is much better.
Yeah, I'll agree with the 2. You said 1.5, right, Nick?
Yep.
Okay, so then this motherfucker is a 1.875.
All right, that's a bad score, but whatever.
Well, he's
Not
a
even-
bad,
Eh.
he's a
he's not
bad
even-
costume.
When you look
a bad
bad, you get a
costume.
bad score.
At least he. Oh, this guy's like, shield, bitch.
Wear stupid costumes, get stupid prizes.
Yep.
Okay,
Much.
that takes us off of Ultraman. That folder is no longer ready because I'm being sent a different one. I tried to download it today and could not. I'll talk to him later about that. Just for the sake of, here's Battleship and a Craft and Principality. Oh, we're just going to go through a couple of these. Here's a Gaw. We're just going to look at it. This is the Gaw carrier from Mobile Suit Gundam. This is around the 1 year wartime and whatnot. This is specifically the same kind of thing that Garma was flying when he was shot down.
Yes, he was. When Amuro, wasn't it the Gundam that shot him right in the basically the fucking cockpit?
No,
We've blown up a couple of those.
they fooled him.
Yeah.
Remember, they tricked him into flying in front of the dome, and then White Base
When
unleashed
White
hell
Base-
on him. Yeah.
When White Base unleashed hell, he was basically like he lifted his head up like what's up, and then basically got his head shot off.
Yeah, he's done. So, no, I always like the Gaul. I'm not necessarily. I don't know if I.
It's a carrier.
It's cool. It's a plane
It's a
thing.
Gundam version of a C-130.
Yeah, I can believe that it's a real thing. I'm willing to give it a 3. It's a basic, neat thing.
3.3. Because I like that it's purple.
3.35.
Oh, you bastard.
3.3535789.
Okay.
Then
All
we
right, you
divide that
break
by
that
4.
down, you stupid bastard.
This
He's
carrier
3.50.
This carrier is a Zanzibar class mobile cruiser from Gundam.
Zanzibar!
We'll look at that real quick. These are meant for space, so I understand the idea that they're going with.
But I don't like them.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm like a huge fan of their design overall. They're fine though.
Oh, see, definitely not that. No. Oh, that's a little
2.
bit better.
2, this does not grip my attention. It does not feel epic to me. It doesn't feel iconic. It doesn't make me feel like I would be missing out if I didn't see them in a series. I'm not a fan of it.
I go to 1 because I don't give a shit.
I'll split the difference myself. I'm at a 1.5.
It's a 2.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's boring. The other one,
I've seen better
1.65.
spacecraft.
I have seen better spacecrafts. Yes.
Okay, we'll look
Okay,
at we'll
if
look
I
at
don't get the
2
fucking
ships
code
from the
green, I'm
Zankar Empire.
fucking done with this.
First one we're going to look at for is the Andrastia class, I believe. No, Adrastia. Oh, it's like a okay. So this is literally, it's literally a like a space Federation battleship cruiser, but on the ground on wheels.
It's
That's what it is.
It's like a land fortress.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
it's kind of neat. Just
That
for the
is
fact that
kinda
it
neat.
stands out and catches my attention a little bit, and it kind of reminds me of the helicarrier, the way the wheels come out to the side like that and everything. I'm willing to go as high as like a 2.5, but I do feel like it's just a basic thing. But it is cool.
2. 2's fine.
I'm kind of digging it. I'll give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3.5.
I like how it's on 2 wheels like a motorcycle.
2.75 for that.
Okay, Squid class defense battleship. That's all I got. We got this. This is all we got. I feel like this would scare me if this was the battleship I was put on and I was put on the bridge crew. Because it looks like you could cut the neck way too easy.
We already saw that in the Star Trek, J.J. Abrams moon.
Yeah, this would panic me if I was stationed on something like this. I realize the back is all dedicated to mobile launchers and stuff like that. You get what I'm talking about? So it's launching, like these are the launch areas where to launch out a mech and everything like that. But like, I don't feel like it's got good cover fire for the guys that are coming off the launchers. But like that bridge placement is terrible.
Right.
Especially since mobile suits use, I don't know, beam weaponry
Right.
Yeah.
that can cut through.
Yeah, that's a 1. I would not want to be stationed on this thing. It does not bring me any confidence in its abilities just by looking at it.
Shit. 1. That's a 0.5.
Dude, that's a 0 because in a real war, that is terrifying. No. That is literally being asked like, hey, you guys wanna do
Where am I stationed on this ship, Bill?
Well, if you're in the engineering department, you're probably stationed towards the back corridors.
I'll give this a 2.5.
Damn it.
See,
Shit. Well, it's a 1.
Hey, that's the logical aspect, right?
No,
Yeah,
I absolutely get that because we
Shane.
were talking about if we were stationed, so
Shane,
it makes
here's
sense.
the thing. You're the pilot.
yeah,
You're dead. I don't care.
I'm on the damn bridge. The 0, no.
Bill is the captain. He's on the bridge.
Dead.
Dead. Seth Probably on the bridge. Dead.
Maybe.
Okay, let's look at an AUG suit. We're going to look at the FA-178 Full Armor Gundam Mark II. Bam!
Waiting for the bam.
Bam will happen.
Oh, it already
Yeah,
happened.
bam's up.
No, I'm
Then you
still
might be
waiting on it.
behind, sir.
Oh, there it
It's up
is.
for me.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I like the figure's cool.
I mean,
Right.
it's kind of neat looking.
Okay, it's got these twin cannons on its right arm. I like.
Yep.
Right.
The shield is it looks like the shield comes out of him, like he doesn't have to hold it anymore. It kind of like
on
it's
the
just
full armor. On the full. So what you're looking at, this is an armor set that would be put on top of a Gundam Mark II.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So this is like kind of like there's a full armor. You've seen this on things like the Alex has the same kind of thing. It has that armor that goes on top of it.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at here. So this would be a set that you would like launch out with, and then more than likely, in a lot of these situations, like the Alex is able to drop its armor mid-combat, this would probably be able to do the same thing. It could go out fully protected in this way, use its heavy artillery, protect itself with a mount shield, and then once it started running low on things, it would drop everything.
Get it back its mobility.
Yeah, but then of course it would be, at that point, there's one problem with launching with a full armor set, is you're not carrying, chances are you're not carrying certain things with you if you launch like this. Now it's possible, if you look at the shield over here, it is carrying its actual gun behind the shield. So that means you could drop the armor and switch directly to having the gun, and you'd be okay.
What
But
I like
you
about
of course wouldn't have your shield, but you'd still you could lose the armor, gain mobility. So it's just a battle set idea.
What I like about the shield, though, is that because he's not actually holding it, it's attached to his arm, it gives his hand movement. He can use his hand.
Right.
So you're not like, it's not like holding an actual shield where you only have one hand to swing with or to shoot with. But yeah, I like it. I'm gonna give it a 4 because
Same.
I like it. I like it.
Yep, I'll do the same. 4.
3.8.
And then
Well, then I'm going to be a cheaty McCheaterton, and I'm going to say 4.2, so that way then it's a 4.
yes, I win. I would definitely go out in this thing, especially in the world of Gundam.
Okay,
because
SE
it's scary.
DJ1R Deja SE-R. That guy.
I was going to say, that was a fucking mouthful.
Code name Bob. The Gundam Bob.
That would be amazing if his code name was
D's nuts.
Code name, no mobility.
Well, it's a space unit, obvious.
Yeah.
That's definitely a space unit.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got. It looks like
especially with the hoses going to the feet for the rocket boots. Yeah.
It's a heftier mobile suit because of because it's thick.
Yeah.
So it's got heavier. It's got
With
heavier
two
armor.
C's.
Yes, with two
No
C's.
joke.
It does look like it has a dummy thick.
No, I'd say that's a 4C, which is better than C4.
No, nothing's better than C4 unless it's a hydrogen bomb.
I've never been a big fan of these mechs in Gundam. And part of the reason is like, okay, so like a lot of these that I've seen, they give me a bug feeling. And I always kind of felt like, in a way, when I see them, they look like something out of Armored Core when I look at them.
Yes, I can see that.
So I only go about a 3 on this at best.
Aesthetic wise, I'm gonna give it a 3.1. But if they told me to go out in this thing, I would probably feel a little bit more comfortable because of how sturdy it looks.
That's fair.
So I wouldn't be like, okay, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'll be like, oh, I might die.
I might
So-
die.
So it's the world of Gundam.
That's
every
fair.
every day I could die.
Every day you
Am
could
I
die.
a new type? If yes, possibly survive. If no, dead in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not Shiro. I don't get to easy punch people. I don't get to.
Good
I'm
old
sh-
easy 8 punch.
I'm
You're
I'm
like
Shane.
in Gundam Wing, and they're like, regular guy Shane, man the Leo. Okay, I'll just go die. That's fine.
You know what those are out there, right? You're like, yeah, those are
no.
Gundams. I
Just-
don't want to
just-
go
Want
out
me
in
to
that.
just die.
They're very easy to pilot. Just stand in one spot and shoot your machine gun until the Gundam kills you.
You do know that it's Gundam. That's made of lunar titanium because that's what they. No, it's Gundanium. Was it lunar titanium in Gundam, or was it still Gundanium?
As far as I'm concerned, it's the same damn thing. Really.
Okay, so it's made of it's made of a very tough alloy, and you want me to go out in what is essentially paper mache.
Yep.
Okay, so
Get on it.
so you know what? Because I'm gonna die no matter what. I'm just court-martial me because fuck you. No, you get in that paper mache and go after. That's a Gundam. You know he just killed 80 of our men. What makes you think I'm gonna do it? I'm Shane.
Yeah, but he already shot that gun, Shane, so maybe he doesn't have two.
I know he doesn't need that gun. He proved that. He did it. He used that gun the first time to flex. That was all that was. He didn't need to do it. He just
Right.
wanted to do it. Now he's beating Bob up with his fucking fists. He's just punching him. I'm not going out there. Give me something different.
Court martial.
I don't care.
Now
that
you're
guy?
going out in a ball.
What'd that guy end up getting?
No clue. What'd you give him, Nick?
2.
2. All right. Well, I'm gonna give him a 3.4. That one, then it's a little bit more of an even number. 2.875 is what he got.
Okay, we're gonna go to the Earth Federation forces, Titans, and Londo Bell. We'll just knock all three of these out just because they're here. There's only 3.
Well,
So mass production. So we're gonna do a mass production type Psycho Gundam.
That
Well,
seems like a terrible thing.
It is a terrible thing because they suck
Yeah.
because they're Oh, that thing is disgusting. Oh, why would you put kneecap cannons? That's inefficient. No. Jesus Christ,
This thing looks terrible.
dude! You know why I wouldn't go out in this thing? Once again, court-martialed. Because they'd be like, Shane, new weapon for you, buddy. You said no, Leo. We got you this.
You
thing.
said
And
no,
I did-
Leo.
And I'm like, dude, that thing is so heavily armored. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about that motherfucker just exploding on me. Look
Shane,
at that thing.
Just make sure you don't press the knee mortar button while
Just
you're
don't
standing.
press the knee
Yeah.
mortar button.
That's what
Okay.
that is, Bill. It's knee mortars.
Okay, so now once again, here we go. I'm gonna take the engineer down.
Unless those are supposed to be thrusters, which is even worse because now you just activate the thruster and suddenly your leg is missing.
So I'm so
Knee
as the
mortar button.
as the engineer is going over my new mobile suit, I'm gonna ask a lot of questions.
No shit.
Why
You're
do I
better off dead.
Why do I have kneecap mortars and or thrusters? What is the purpose? That is dumb. I'm not going out in this thing. You can court-martial me once again. If you brought me back, obviously, so you must need me. The war must not be going so well. That you're bringing
I'm not a fan.
this thing gets a 0 because it sucks.
It gets a 1. And that's being generous.
The thing is ass, dude. That's the second time I got court-martialed. But since the war's not going well, they will bring me back.
I'm at a 1. What'd you give Bill?
1.
1. All right. Well, then he's a 0.75. We can move along.
It's too good for him.
Okay, so that puts us on MSN001X Gundam Delta Kai.
All right, let's see if I'll go into this thing.
You might like this thing a lot, actually. I don't know for sure, but
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Um,
you bring me back and you give me this thing. Okay.
so Bill, when are we buying and building this one?
Oh my. Okay, you want to give me this thing? Okay. 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 Now I'll go out there and I'll might die.
You know what it was built from?
A
The
plane.
San?
What? Oh, the Hyakushiki.
Oh, interesting.
Dude,
Yep.
that thing. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely. Yep. I'll take that. Yep.
You'll
I'm
take
back.
this?
I'm back. I'm back in the war. Let's do this. Yep. No more court martial for me.
No
You
more
fought.
court martial for me.
Look at this thing. I mean, if I die, and I only died because I suck at being a pilot.
I mean, you said it.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet.
Listen, dude, that's all I ever am. When Bill writes his Star Trek books or whatever, I'm always the pilot. Pilot. I do a lot of driving. You know, I know that's not piloting, but you know, whatever. Maybe I should have. Maybe in Gundam I would have been a pilot. Man, I probably would have died, but whatever. If I die in this thing, then I deserve to die. Because this thing looks like it's got some massive fucking big dick energy.
I'll go up to a 4. I actually think this thing is real cool.
And I really like the Gundams that revert into a plane mode, like Gundam Wing, Zeta, Double Zeta.
Right?
So that's just a really neat feature. Okay, not all Gundams get that, and that's a get out of fucking dodge situation. Oh, this shit's going bad. Plane mode. I'm out.
Right.
Right.
I mean, fuck that, dude. I'm gonna star scream this shit. If I see shit going down, I'm out.
I'm the new leader of the Decepticons.
I might-
It didn't last long.
Well, at least I lasted longer than that chump over there. So I'm gonna give this thing a 4.5. This thing's neat.
I'll give it a 4.2. It's pretty sweet.
But yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I actually kind of like that design.
And the
And
color
then once again, I wasn't paying attention. So what the fuck did Bill give?
4.
4. Okay.
You're the
So
math
he's
guy,
a
Seth.
4.175. Yeah, I know.
he's also tired.
Not supposed to be playing your fucking Switch.
Yes, I know. But I got like empty tank.
So we got RGZ-91B Re-GZ Custom.
How, can we just give it a code name? God.
Last one in this folder. He says, can we just give it a fucking code name?
Oh, shit, dude. Hey, what Gundam are you in? I'm in the baby blue one.
No shit.
I stick out like a sore fucking thumb. No. No.
I don't hate it. 3.
I'm at a 3.5.
I hate it. 1.
I mean,
Wow.
maybe if he wasn't using an oversized AK-47.
That's what I was about to say. Who the fuck gave him an AK?
Look, man, sometimes you take your reliable weapon.
Hey, listen, man, we're out of laser weapons. Take the AK.
Take the AK. We even gave it a nice wood stock. We had to carve a lot of fucking trees to put the wood stock on this gun.
No.
Fucking, we cut down the 3 biggest redwoods in the forest.
Is this a
Fuck
is
that. We had to save money. We just fucking particle board and wood grain.
Particle
detailed
board.
that
We gave it a
motherfucker.
particle board wood stock.
Particle board, fucking.
this
Give it a little bit of nice lacquering on it.
You shoot the gun.
Right.
You shoot the gun once, it fucking burns off.
they fucking they're like, is this a live ammunition or is this beam weaponry? I'm like, motherfucker, did not you not just hear what I said? We are out of beam weaponry. Take the AK. That is live ammunition. Do you not see the clip? You must reload old-fashioned way. On your belt, there will be ammunition. We're going old school.
Jesus.
He's got them big double Zeta swords.
Yeah.
That doesn't save it. The weaponry is one thing. The rest of it sucks.
There we go.
But at the
Sorry,
same time,
throw a sweater on. It's kind of chilly.
So what's
But
that
here's-
put him at?
I don't know. I missed somebody. Did I miss
me.
Nick? Oh, there we go.
He's a 3.5. He's okay.
Okay, that
All
folder
right,
is
so
done.
then he is a 2.75,
you know what's
and we are at time.
Yep, so we'll run the last two out of Neo Xeon Remnants, which puts us at AMS-120X Garadoga SciComm System Test Type.
what?
This guy.
Fucking listen, motherfucker. You're going to have to pilot this thing someday.
It's a Garadoga, damn it. That's all you need to know.
AMS-120X Garadoga SciComm System Test Type. Fucking repeat it back to me.
I'm calling him Charlie.
It's a beta
It's a Garadoga.
Garadoga.
It's a Garadoga with a SciComm test unit.
Okay, well that thing looks pretty cool.
It's
I like
fine.
the red. I like the red, but you know.
Yeah, but if it was painted blue, you'd be like, eh.
Yes. Yeah. Well, but red is an aesthetic, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
I'll go 3.
This is
I'm at the
3.25.
2.5.
I don't hate Garadogas.
It's a 3.05.
But
There you go.
I do feel like Garadogas and things that are designed like that play more into Armored Core than they feel
Yeah.
Gundam. And that's maybe not fair because Armored Core is after Gundam. I very much understand that, but it's just the way that it feels when I look at them. So we're going for Yams-130 Krake Zulu.
Yams.
Yeah.
Yams.
Yams.
Fucking delicious.
Oh, this guy's not delicious.
This thing sucks dick.
What the fuck?
This thing has no legs. It's boosters.
Oh,
This thing-
remember, legs are just they're not really important in space.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh my god.
To say that I do not like this is an understatement.
But he's got a dick arm.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do.
He's
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. This thing is coming out, right? It's like shit. That thing looks stupid. Nuke it.
damn.
Oh yeah, we do get one of those.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking Doble Nuke.
Damn.
Triple A
Fuck
New
this
K, because I want to know who the fuck put Alphonse Elric inside of a fucking purple robot suit. He's already a robot.
A 2. I'll give it a 2. You guys just hated on this guy hard. Not that I completely disagree, but
Dude,
He's a
this is-
negative 3.25.
you said this was the last thing I was holding on to my nuke for something bad.
well, you got
If
it.
this is the last
Yeah,
thing
we got it.
you showed me and it's bad,
These were
Get
bad.
Hey, we already looked at Sentai. You
can't-
missed it.
Yeah.
Rewind.
I went to I did Ultraman, and then we're not doing Sentai right now because I already sent you a message. I couldn't download your folder, so that thing's not ready, and I'm not starting something that wouldn't get finished.
Yep.
So that puts us at the end of an arc for our episode here. I got a lot of other stuff we could do as we get into this, but for right now, that's it. Right there.
Which means
Another
I can go back and
successful
play my game
episode.
for the next 5 minutes till I pass out.
Yeah, that's going to be about right.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm doing today. It's weird to have the weekend off.
But,
I gotta make food and then probably take Michelle to work.
Fun times.
fun.
I do know I gotta wait around for Shane because I have his shit.
Why do you have his shit? Shouldn't it be in a toilet?
Not literal shit, you daft cocksucker.
Oh.
He has the greatest ranger of all time, my Funko Pop.
at Sentai, please.
Because I have the Green Ranger Pop. The
Yeah,
greatest range.
that Sentai folder is. I thought it was ready. It's not ready. I was informed a day ago that it's not ready, and then I was sent a replacement for the folder, but then I could not download said replacement, so that folder is not ready.
Good.
We will have to figure out when our last episode is.
2 weeks from now.
Good question, Mega Man. Let's see. Yeah,
14
2
days
weeks.
from today, so that would be what, December 1st?
No, December.
No,
2nd.
December 2nd.
Be on the 2nd.
So yeah, it'll either be because we could either do the 2nd or the 16th.
Now the 2nd.
We need to prepare
Okay.
an actual episode for the 2nd, one that specifically is our out episode for a while.
Yep.
So we'll have to work on that and figure that out, and then we'll come in on the 2nd, we'll do the episode, and then we're off for the Christmas break, and then we're back after New Year's like normal. We've been coming back after New Year's instead of like almost in February because like we're not really going to the con anymore. There's a con here that we used to frequent, and now we don't really do that.
Yep.
Nope. Because
Yeah.
I don't even go there anymore.
For very specific reasons.
Mm-hmm.
No, my specific reasons, because I wasn't part of all the controversy that happened with it. I got bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that convention doesn't do it for me because it's highly anime focused, and I'm not an anime focused person necessarily. I like anime, but I'm not anime focused.
Yeah, and same here.
So when the only thing there is fucking Naruto nightgowns, I don't give a shit. Like like I'm going there and I'm looking and I'm like, I don't want that, I don't want that. And basically I go there for the vendors more than anything else because they only that con only has like one guest ever.
Yep.
And that's also questionable too sometimes because sometimes the person they get isn't even necessarily a guest.
Mm-hmm.
So I go there for the vendors and the activities. And when we were first going there, there was like some really inventive activities. And now the activities even started dying down. And like the last time I went there, I really tried. I went to like 7 different one of those panels. And like the panels were fucking awful. I went to a supernatural panel where it was literally like 4 girls that were pretending. This is not a trans statement. This is exactly what it was. It's 4 girls that were dressed up like the guys, pretending to be the guys from Supernatural, answering questions, and they weren't answering it with any like. It was almost as if they'd only watched like 2 seasons and they were trying to answer questions about season 10. Like it was really fucking bad. And so then I went to an X-Men panel where it was like 2 guys and 5 girls, also all dressed like guys. So like there was female Cyclops, female Professor Xavier, and so on and so forth. And their cosplay was passable at best. And they sat up at the front and they like basically only talked about X-Men Evolution because it was like the only series that they'd ever watched and they had no fucking X-Men information whatsoever. And they were trying to act like they were the actual X-Men and they were trying to... It's just really fucking gimmicky, shitty panels. Like really fucking bad. And I went to like fucking 6 or 7 panels easily that night. And every one I went to... like horrifically disappointed me. Like every fucking one of them.
Yeah, the only thing that ended up becoming fun after a little while was going to the fucking game room and sitting down and playing games.
Yep. And then I went off to
not even the video game room.
Yeah, that very, very back room.
Yeah, the board games.
Yep.
And I can do that at Bill's house.
No. The board
free.
games were upstairs. There was a very, very back room in like the very last office, like the last.
Oh yeah, with all the retro stuff, and they had the old fucking anime playing.
Yeah. He had constant anime playing, and he had all the projectors with the old original consoles and shit. And then he had like a little corner with a bunch of manga. Yeah, that room, we went in there a couple of times. And like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. It's maybe that I'm just not anime focused, and that's a problem when I go to these things or whatever. But like,
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, if your mindset is not in anime, going to a con that is specifically anime based is kind of redundant.
Yep.
I personally find myself to have more fun at a Comic Con or a toy show than I do at anime cons. It's just
I had
it's just
more.
where I am now.
I had more fun last Saturday than I would have at Anime's at.
That's what I mean. And like,
And
yeah,
I'm not even that big of a toy collector. Just going there and walking around and seeing all the cool stuff, that was more fun for me.
yeah. So it's like, I prefer walking around and looking at all the stuff and like game shows and shit. Like going to a game convention, I'm on board for that, of course.
Yeah,
Fucking
yes,
retro
right.
game
yeah,
hunting
yeah.
and shit like that, and buying like artwork, Final Fantasy and shit. I'm 100%
That
on board.
that 100%. Yes, I agree.
But like, I've noticed that the anime shows, and I don't know if it's just that I don't keep up the way I used to. I still watch anime, but like not at the rate.
That they produce them.
Yeah, and I noticed when I go to an anime con, these people, like, it's all they do. Like, they don't seem to have alternate interests. They like anime, and that's like all there is there. And I get it. But for a while there, it was like it was trying to expand. Like, we had, like, the extra rooms and shit like that were doing, like, games. There was a board game room where they were doing a bunch of, like, tabletops and shit like that. And then the next thing I knew, every year I went, a lot of the other stuff just disappeared, like, 1 year at a time, until it was literally just, like, nothing. And then, like, you go into the little shopper area and you walk around, and it's all just like Naruto shit and
a bunch of overpriced junk that you could just fucking buy online any goddamn way from Etsy.
which you could argue is at a lot of cons, and it is, but
Right.
like not to the extent that I see at that specific anime con. Like that, those market areas in there are about ridiculous, and you got to pay $40 fucking just to walk in there and fucking realize that you're not about to buy anything.
Right.
No, I
Right.
mean, you guys did. I didn't.
I wouldn't have
Right.
worked that fucking convention regardless, so I don't know how proud you are about it, really.
That's all I did was run security.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it at all. So I'm definitely not about to spend $35 to $40 a fucking ticket to walk in the door and realize that I don't like it again.
Yeah.
Especially when I've gone to free conventions with more to do than they have.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Like, it just blows my mind. It really does. Because I feel like it should be better. And I feel like it should want to be better. But it doesn't. And then, like, I also noticed that when we went there, it was almost like a weird flex. There was, like, every show that mattered was, like, the same 4 fucking people. All the time. All the
Right.
time. So it was very much, you could tell that it was being handed out that this guy who ran it had like 4 or 5 like people that were like his quote unquote trusted or like his friends or however you want to phrase that. And they were the ones that were
Right.
like, they had all the main events and they had all the main stuff. And like, it was that I think is another thing that bothered me as I started realizing that it was almost like you went into a group of friends that like wanted to show off for you.
Right.
And they were like, come look at what we have. Come look at what we do. And like,
Oh, you mean Fandom Night Con?
that'd be,
That'll never happen.
look,
Yeah, I
man,
know.
if I ever did something like that though, I would definitely want to diverse that fucking shit. Like,
Right.
it's unreal to me. And it's always the same shit. Like every year it was the same shit. It was like, hey, we're going to do this dance party thing. We're going to do this, like, I don't know. Just got really old. And, like, my wife, she likes to sing. So we'd end up at the end of the night up in that fucking karaoke room. And, oh my Lord. Like, there was too many people. Like,
Right.
it's not like when you go into a bar and you got to wait, like, 4 or 5 people's songs or whatever and you come back into rotation. Like, it was bad. Like, we sat up there for 2.5 hours. She sang twice. Like it was fucking ridiculous. I was like, how many fucking people can be in this one tiny room?
As many as they possibly can fit.
I guess
Yep.
it was fucking
Before
crazy.
the fire marshal shows up.
Yep. That's how it works.
And also, that's one of those cons where like you need to buy tickets for the weekend, and if you're
Yep.
really gonna dive in, you need to stay there. Because there's shit that happens all day long, and if you're going to put yourself in it, but then you also have to be, like I said, you have to be like very anime focused, and I'm not to the point. So we're not doing that con. At least I'm not. So we should be back after New Year's.
We will. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the finale of the 2023 Fandom Night season. Stay tuned.